Before we begin, we dads would just like to take a moment to remember Betty White, who we sadly lost this past week. Her talent, humor, and charm have entertained generations of fans, making her a TV legend. Be it her sassy wit on Mary Tyler Moore, lovable innocence on Golden Girls, or feeding cows to a giant crocodile in Lake Placid, Betty White proved she could do anything and steal the spotlight. At 80, it took but a hilarious spot in a Snickers commercial to have a whole new generation of fans falling in love with her again. Soon she would host Saturday Night Live after audience demand, and find herself in a starring role in Hot in Cleveland. Just short of turning 100, Betty White passed away. To many of us, she seemed immortal, and because of the incredible legacy she left behind, in a way, she always will be. Rest in peace.
Who is your daddy, and what does he do?
It was like a pink nightmare.
Christmas has a Yule log. Not a log, I don't have a log, but it's...
Father's Day,
all that I have, all that I've learned, everything I feel, all this and more I bequeath you, my son.
Your father was Frankenstein, and your mother was the Lightning.
We named the dog Indiana.
I am your father.
Hey everyone, and welcome to our first Three Geeky Dads episode of 2022. I'm Mark.
I'm Derek.
I'm Brian.
Hi guys.
Hello.
Happy
Hi.
New Year to you.
Happy New Year.
Is it though?
What, is it a Happy New Year?
So far.
So far.
Just another year.
We're all here.
Just another year on this big blue rock.
That's well, thanks for bringing that down. Hey, we're here. Yeah, we're here. There's another
Thanks
show.
for noticing me.
I'm Mark, Brian, and Eeyore over here.
Welcome to season 4.
Wow.
It is season 4. And tonight we are hitting the hyperdrive button and light speeding our way back to a galaxy far, far away as we, in honor of Boba Fett, once again in the limelight with his new series, Book of Boba Fett on Disney+.
Which is a show, not a book.
Thank you.
Right. Yes.
Thank you. Thanks for clarifying that. We discuss his first film
Appearance.
not because we know his first appearance was technically the Star Wars Holiday Special.
So good.
I had to. Our wives got
Speaking of the
stumped
Golden
on,
Girls.
trivia with that. Remember?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they were like, "We
Yeah.
said Empire, and the guy said it was the Star Wars Holiday."
I could push up my glasses and
Well, actually, his first appearance was in a parade in Santa Monica.
Nerd.
No, I knew that too.
Two nerds. Boba Fett in a parade.
Yeah, that's where they debuted him.
Hilarious. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I can't top that. Now that that's in my head, I can't find where we are. So yeah, we are going to be discussing what is without a doubt the best Star Wars movie of them all.
Here, here.
The Empire Strikes Back. But first, before we do that, folks, we here want to welcome a friend of the show, faithful listener, and yes, probably how do we categorize it? Our fourth Beatle. No, fifth Beatle, because there were four Beatles already.
Yeah,
Shemp.
Yeah, the fourth Shemp.
D'Artagnan.
I like to call him our D'Artagnan
Yes.
to our Three Musketeers.
So
That could be Ringo, right? You had like another drummer. And then
Oh, Tito. That's a lovely
situation.
picture. We'll put it right here on the refrigerator.
Oh, Ringo
So
wrote this
everyone
song.
can see.
So tonight, yes, our buddy Tito is joining us. But he's going
Welcome,
to,
Tito.
He is coming on the show permanently.
Yes.
And what he is he's going to be, I guess the title we came up with was showrunner. And basically what it is, he's
What a
going
mistake.
to have, he's going to be looking up all the information that we pine over trying to figure out who's who and what's what. And instead of taking, me and Derek taking like an hour looking on our
A
phones.
big long
Yeah,
pause.
we'll let Tito take the hour.
Tito is going to take the hour.
You're going to stare at me.
Absolutely. We needed help. We've been told you guys have to get somebody with a laptop. And I said, well, we have the next best thing.
We have a Tito.
we
We're
have a
moving
Tito.
up in the podcast world because
Yeah.
a lot of podcasts have
Yeah, but
guys
Tito-
like this.
Yeah.
That's
have,
right.
Have the guy that like keeps it all together. The glue behind the scenes.
Right.
the-
In keeping with the Empire Strikes Back thing, Tito is Mark's Lobot to his Lando.
oh.
Ooh. I'm the bald.
is-
Yeah, but I'm the bald one. If
His
anything,
his
dude's
principal, what's his name? Strickland.
Is Lobot the one with the finger?
Yeah,
on his
yeah,
head?
yeah.
Yeah, he's
That's his name, Lobot.
Yeah.
Lobot.
Yeah, Lando's right-hand man.
I guess I got to be what I got to be.
You do. But we did need somebody, and Tito got the job because he's a faithful listener. He's listened to every show. He's been on the show many times, but also he lives the closest, and he has nothing to do.
Question: Is it ironic that I'm the guy who looks up the answers, but I don't know what a lobot is? You guys had to tell
we didn't
me
know that at the time.
about it.
Feel free to look up the things that you don't know either. That's fine.
This is how we learn.
Yeah.
What's that guy's name, Tito? I don't know. Ask Brian.
This is a teaching podcast.
Who's
Tune in
Lawboat?
next week when we have somebody else.
Oh my God! Should we do a death in the family situation where every week is somebody different, and then we fake a vote where I still win, but we make it seem like everybody else has a chance?
There you go.
I think that's fooling with powers that
could be
beyond
fun.
us.
That could be fun.
We'll start a curse, be on cursed object, cursed podcast.
I'm just cranking these ideas out.
See, look at them.
This is why you're here.
This is why you're here.
We chose wisely.
Well,
Let's do a contest where we can see if we can find somebody better than me to do this.
Impossible.
There's nobody better.
I know Dan's listening right now. Like, dude, if I live closer, it's on.
Dan will be our fifth Beatle.
Dan will be our fifth Beatle. We'll get him on more too, because I know he's been listening, and I know he's thinking right now, well, I could have done it. Well, you live too far, Dan.
I know who Lobot is.
He did. He would. That's not how he's.
No,
Hermie the
Apologies, Dan.
Misfit.
no, despite the name, Lobot is not a transformer.
Lobotatron.
Lobot in disguise.
All right, so shall we? So welcome, Tito. Yes, thank you. But we still are
Thanks, guys.
the three geeky dads, and what does that mean? Well, that means we're still the dads, and everything Tito does, he does last. So that's what makes him different from the rest of us.
Fair.
We bought the domain for another year. We're not changing the name of the website.
That's what it means.
Yeah, four geeky dads just didn't have the same ring. I told my wife, though, she's like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. I don't know how, but it does. I said, well, your husband's smart. And then she laughed. Laughed a lot, actually.
You almost made her believe it.
No. All right, shall we get to it?
Let's do
it. Here we go. 4 years after, okay, so not 4 years, but 4 years after Star Wars and 3 years after Star Wars The Holiday Special, a better filmmaker came along and said, I can make the greatest Star Wars movie of all time. And that movie was Empire Strikes Back. There's a bunch of shit that I wrote down here. I'm not going to read it, though, because I can't read
You can't read your own handwriting.
And quite frankly, I mean, we all know Empire Strikes Back. There's really no one who hasn't seen it. If anybody gets mad when we spoil the big reveal of Darth Vader being Luke's father,
What?
And this is a Star Wars movie,
you're
right?
a chump.
This is one of
This
those
isn't
Star
Star
Wars
Trek,
movies.
right? Does this one have Khan?
Are you trying to suck on purpose?
Is this
the one with the whales?
I'm gonna look this one up. This is the second one from the left, right?
Well, technically,
Empire Strikes Back.
Technically, it's the sixth one.
it's
It's
the
the fifth one.
fifth one.
Oh,
Who said the sixth?
I
I
didn't
did.
say.
I did.
Who said? Oh,
the expert.
Expert, yeah.
What?
Well, so speaking of the expert, we have Star Wars enthusiast Brian here, Obi-Wan Cabrian, who is going to take us on a journey back into the world of Wookiees.
You can call me O'Brien.
O'Brien.
There you go. There you go.
That's your email.
Shut up. You're going to tell the world?
We don't know what server it's on though.
I didn't say the numbers. You're not the only Brian who thought of that in the world.
True. Probably not.
Egotistical bastard. All right, so here he is, Star Wars connoisseur.
The Carnosaur. that was the thing that Boba Fett wrote in the cartoon.
What was it called?
The Carnosaur. No, it was actually the Mythosaur.
Of course it was. See, and this is why you're going to take over, because you know things about this movie that I'm sure we don't.
Yeah.
So-
Maybe.
Brian's one of those Star Wars guys that knows all the names of the people and the creatures and the planets.
Are we going to have another quiz?
I remember that. That's right.
We should. All right.
So you lead us, yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
lead us into Empire
So
Strikes Back.
so as Mark said, this is the Empire Strikes Back, Boba Fett's cinematic debut as the most feared bounty hunter in the galaxy, and most people know my thoughts on that.
This might be someone's first episode.
No,
so
that's
can
true,
can
yeah.
you kind of review your.
I was never a huge fan of Boba Fett, going way, way, way back.
Oh, we know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can listen to my rants from past episodes if you want. But yeah, I just thought that he was he really did nothing. He just stood around in the background, and granted, he did track the Millennium Falcon to Cloud City, as we're going to touch on later. But he did not capture Han Solo. That credit goes to Darth Vader. He basically had a cool costume, which I will argue is not all that cool because it's like cargo pants with BMX pads over it. The helmet is cool.
Have to work with
the helmet was cool. I'll give you that. And he had a jetpack.
Yep.
But
That's always fun.
Yeah. Well, in the third one, we saw how well he was familiar with using it.
Yeah, but we didn't know that at the time.
Yeah. So no, he went
In
out.
fairness, he's not a Mandalorian.
Yes, he is.
I thought he's not.
No, it was determined in The Mandalorian that he is at the end of was it the second to last episode when he was the episode before the rescue. When they were on the planet and Baby Yoda got captured, he was getting his armor back from Din Djarin, the Mandalorian in the show. And he was telling him that, he says, this is my chain code. And he had this gadget on his wrist that pulled up his family history and said, this is, my father, he was a Mandalorian, and I'm his son. The armor belonged to him. Now it belongs to me.
Okay.
So... He
all right.
He's a clone. He's technically a clone of his father.
Yeah.
He's a pure clone. Where the other clones in the army have been
in Attack
corrupted.
Of the Clones.
Attack of the Clones. And the other clones.
What's the name of that the planet that rains and it's in the ocean?
Seattle.
Londinium. I can't.
Do you not know?
I do, but it's escaping me right now.
Oh shit! You stumped me.
This is my part, right?
Yeah. Camino.
El Camino?
No, just Camino.
Okay, is he right?
Yeah.
I think he is.
My thumbs don't work that fast.
That's why we got to get a laptop today. Tito's,
I totally forgot about
Tito's
that.
just a guest because I had a laptop. I forgot to bring it. So
Yeah. But so back to Boba Fett's cinematic debut in Empire Strikes Back, the sequel to 1977 Star Wars. This one directed by Irvin Kershner.
Was it called Camino?
It's called Camino.
Okay, you were right.
Yeah.
El Camino.
It took me a little bit. But.
Yes. Yes, a much better, as I said, filmmaker than George Lucas.
Yeah, he was on a list of directors that George Lucas wanted to direct. George got burnt out mentally and physically while directing Star Wars.
Was it burnt out, or did he just realize that he's not very good?
He uses I'm kind of leaning towards your side, Derek.
Yeah.
The more that I learn about George as time goes on, but he says that he was physically drained doing Star Wars.
One fucking movie. Spielberg did how many?
Yeah,
and he was
I know.
Just.
I'm drained, guys. I'm gonna go make American Graffiti.
Yeah. This movie was made because Star Wars was so successful. If Star Wars wasn't successful, he had a plan B, which was he had a script written up by Alan Dean Foster, who was a sci-fi writer. He does a lot of Star Trek adaptations, a lot of movie adaptations. He puts into books. He's that guy. Look up Alan Dean Foster and his bibliography.
Right now?
No.
Are you talking to the audience?
I'm talking to the audience. Okay. Yeah.
Look at him ready to impress.
No.
Okay.
He's got his hand hovering above the holster.
His bibliography is as long as all of our arms put together. I mean, this guy is like a prolific writer.
Yeah.
So George tapped him to write this script that he was going to make into a real cheap sequel. If Star Wars wasn't as successful, he had this one. It was called Splinter of the Mind's Eye. I remember reading the book back when I was in 6th grade. And at the time, I'm like, oh, if this is going to be the sequel, it's going to be really cool. Because I thought the story was pretty decent, but that was 10-year-old me. I haven't read it since.
Did
I don't
it
really
include anything that made it into the movie or no?
the Kyber crystal, I think, originated in that. It might have had a different power. Like now the Kyber crystals are used to actually power the lightsabers of the Jedis and the Sith. And the color of the crystal determines the color of the blade. Although some say that the Jedi have an influence over the crystal. So the more good they are, the color will change from green to that bluish white. Or vice versa.
When Mace Windu had a purple lightsaber.
Well, that was because that was Samuel L. Jackson. He said, if I'm doing this fucking movie, I want to be able to see myself on screen. I want a purple lightsaber.
All right.
And George was like, okay, Sam.
That's
yep,
correct.
all right.
Yeah, and when
Want to stick out.
Yep.
and when Sam speaks, we
That's
listen.
it. If you want Sam in your movie, you got to make
That's
some
right.
concessions.
I want to have more lines than John McClane in Die Hard with a Vengeance. Okay, Sam.
So 1980, directed by Irving Kershner. He took the job reluctantly. He didn't want to because Star Wars was so successful, and he didn't want to do what he considered a sequel to somebody else's movie that he wasn't sure he could top. But his friend said, or even maybe it was even Lucas told him, he said, no. He said, it's not a sequel, it's the second chapter.
Yeah.
So he kind of said, this is the way it's going to be.
Like, Irving, don't you pay attention? The last one was number 4.
He does sound like a Muppet. Have you heard Irving Kershner talk?
Oh, no.
Yes.
That was.
have.
Oh, no.
That was my
You were
George
doing
Lucas.
Lucas. Oh, yeah, but Kershner has a weird voice, too.
He does. I watched a.
It's more like that. I'm going to do a movie!
Frank Oz.
Fozzie.
I watched
Fozzie Kershner.
I watched a documentary on Roger Corman the other night,
Yeah.
and he was one of the because he was from that school of independent filmmakers.
Yeah.
That started under Corman, and he does sound like a Muppet.
What other movies did he do?
I don't know.
Because
RoboCop 2.
I mean, he
really?
was worried about.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
I did not know that.
I knew that before I showed up tonight.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, I learned that from somebody at work. He was like, "Oh, the guy who directed RoboCop 2 directed Empire Strikes Back," and I was like, "I love RoboCop 2."
I do as well.
Because I find it so funny that like you said he was like hesitant about being able to top the first one,
Right.
When he literally has made the best one that's ever been made. I mean, I think the sequels, the prequels, the spin-offs. I mean, granted, I do like a lot of the spin-offs.
Yeah.
But it's still this one. I mean, I just rewatched it last night, and this
I did
this
too.
holds up.
Yeah.
Agreed.
It does.
I mean, granted, the effects have been updated.
a little bit.
yeah.
But for the most part, they really didn't need a lot of retouching.
You know what I was wondering though? So Boba Fett in the newer versions,
Yeah.
is his voice
Yeah, it was
all right?
altered.
All right, so it
Yeah.
is
to fit
what's his name?
Attack
from-
of the Clones.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
They've
I
redubbed
thought
him with
so.
Tamora Morrison.
Which-
it was
which-
originally the actor was originally played by Jeremy Bulloch.
Yeah.
But somebody else did his voice, and
Jim J. Bullock?
It wasn't credited until like the year 2000.
Yeah.
In the year
2000. Boba Fett will be credited.
Yeah, and I forget. I really don't remember the name of the actor who did his voice.
I had a feeling that's what it was, but see that bugs me though. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's like
but that was
there was
George
an
in the
actor out
prequels, and he
there
was
that-
trying to tie it all in together.
It's awful.
That's
I mean,
like at the end of Jedi, you've
Yeah.
got Hayden Christensen
Hayden
standing
Christensen.
there, and why Luke isn't saying, "Who
hate
the
that.
fuck is that?"
Yeah.
I didn't know him.
yeah.
I loved Boba Fett's original voice. It was
Yeah.
like this really cold,
Yeah.
icy.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
As you wish.
Yeah.
What if he's
Yeah,
he's worth a lot?
yeah, he's no good to me, Dave.
Yeah, that's it. And then I heard it today, and it was like,
He's no good to me, Dad.
I'm like, what the
Yeah.
Dracula? What the
Yeah,
fuck?
no, he's no good to me, did.
Oh, I don't like
What's
it.
did?
Indeed.
Now he's
Some
got
of
an
you were
Australian
not
accent.
here, some of you were not born, and some of you are now dead.
I do like him though. I like that actor.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
you don't
I do
need,
too.
You don't need to fuck with Empire by any means. It would have tied
Yeah.
in just fine.
I agree.
People don't need that.
In all fairness, I think when George went back and he started tinkering with all the movies, and in 1997, I think, or 95, when he re-released them with the new editions,
Yep.
I think Empire was one that was touched the least.
Least I was gonna say he must have left that one alone.
He did for the most part.
So there were a couple of things. There was the Wampa attack.
The Wampa attack, they
which
filmed the extra scenes.
showed more of the creature, which I fucking hate.
Yeah,
because
it didn't add anything to the movie.
That part in that movie used to scare me when I was
Yeah.
a kid. I remember hearing the roar of the Wampa.
Yep.
But not seeing it.
Yeah.
Luke is just hanging
Yeah.
upside down. He keeps looking
Yeah,
at that
and all you see is
entranceway.
that arm, that
Yeah, but
hairy
even
white arm.
before
Like,
the arm, you just hear him. Like you see
Yeah.
him a little bit when he first attacks.
No,
but
you
it's
see the
just a
arm
thing.
first. Because remember, you don't hear anything, but Luke's tauntaun starts freaking out, and he says, "What's the matter, girl? You smell something?" All
No,
of a
I'm
sudden,
talking about in the cave.
right,
after
right.
He's
But you
hanging
did see the
upside
arm
down.
first,
Yeah,
and then
do
you
see
hear the thing.
arm, and you,
So
you
now you're
see
starting
him
to get
leap
this
up
image
into
in your
frame.
head.
So he
Right.
so he added the shots of him like
Eating,
crunching,
crouching,
Oh,
eating, and
awful.
making that
And
stupid
it doesn't,
sound.
It doesn't
So
look
stupid.
good. It
Yeah.
doesn't look good. I will say that Empire is the one Star Wars movie I think where everybody gets, well, not everybody, but it has the most of things getting eaten in any Star Wars
Yeah.
film.
Yeah.
I was watching it. The Tauntaun gets eaten by Wampa. R2 gets almost eaten by that thing in the
that swamp
Dagobah
creature.
system.
Leia gets eaten by Han.
Oh, I wasn't going to go there. Derek.
You came in that thing? You're braver than I thought.
But the Millennium Falcon gets eaten.
It's one of the dirtiest lines in Star Wars.
It gets eaten by the giant space asteroid whale-looking thing, which of all the things they could have touched
Yeah, the
up,
space slug.
I'm surprised they didn't
The
touch
hand
that.
puppet.
Oh, it's like an oven mitt.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
It's like with
her.
teeth.
Yeah.
That has living bats in it.
Yeah.
Ugh, creepy. Or
Yep.
what do they call
Minox.
Minox, right.
Yeah.
It's got things
Chewing on the
flying
power
around in it.
cables.
Yeah.
They're called Minox.
Thank you.
Mark.
Doing a good job, Tito.
He's worth every penny.
This Gatorade's paying for itself. It really is.
So yeah, that was my take from the whole thing. I'm like, wow, a lot of things try to eat other things in this, and I don't think there's as much of that in the other Star Wars movies. I could be wrong, but
Yeah.
it seems like something's always trying to devour. Maybe in that stupid Phantom Menace moment when they're like, "Oh, there's always a bigger fish," but that's not a Star Wars movie. That's a pile of shit. So
So do we want to walk through the movie a little
let's
bit?
go through it. Let's celebrate.
All right.
this,
So
And it is pretty succinct to walk through because they're definitely set up.
Yes.
It's one of the first, like, I feel like it's one of the only ones in the whole franchise that is set up so perfectly as far as acts.
yeah.
Like, the first half hour is Hoth, and then they,
And then it's Dagobah and
Dagobah, Cloud City. Like,
they're really juggling back
It's
and forth
very
between
well
Luke and
organized.
Han and
Yeah.
Leia and their story because the team splits up.
Yep.
But yeah, when it opens, they're all on Hoth.
Right.
But what I like, and one of the things that's consistent, and I noticed this a long time ago, the original trilogy, every movie after the opening crawl opens with a shot of a Star Destroyer. And in this one, we have the Star Destroyer that starts shooting out the probes.
That's right. Yeah, you got the
And then
the things.
Yeah, and I'll tell you that's a special memory for me because I can remember being in a stereo store with my friend Joe. Remember Joe Daly? So we were in a stereo store together, and it was like one of the first stereo TVs. And this isn't, the flat screens that we have now. So this is still the old CRT picture tubes. But it was a stereo TV, and they were demonstrating it with Empire Strikes Back. And it was the opening where the probes are shooting left and right. And like I was like, oh my God, that sounds amazing. So now every time I see it, I'm like really conscious of like the sound and like the probes going left and right. Because now every TV is in stereo or everybody has their own home theater. But back in the day, in the 90s, it was a whole other story. But back in the day when I was a child, pudding. Old man yells at Cloud City.
Film at 11.
So this movie opens up with the Star Destroyer shooting out the probe droids in every direction because Vader is obsessed with finding young Skywalker. This is what I think is supposed to take place 3 years after the destruction of the Death Star.
Yep.
So 3 years after the last movie ended. And one of the probe droids finds its way to Hoth, and Luke goes to investigate because they're setting up, I guess it's perimeter alert things for these Wampa creatures.
On the most inconvenient forms of transportation.
But it's cool because, and this is what I liked about the special editions, they didn't retouch it with CGI. They left it as stop motion.
No, it is cool to watch, but
it's a nice effect.
It's
but
an awesome effect, and it is cool because it serves a point in the story.
It does serve a point that they
Han's got to cut them open.
Well, not only that, but they do explain why they're using them because they're having trouble adapting their equipment to the cold.
Yeah.
So they're using these native creatures that are adapted to the cold.
Sending these innocent tauntauns to go die.
Well, they don't die, but
they're from that planet.
Yeah,
one of them croaks from being
because
out
they were
there.
out after the dark when it gets really cold.
I'm sure that's not the only one. And then when
Hoth's a bad
probably
neighborhood
not.
after dark.
Exactly.
Space Peter would have a
Just be
field
riding
day
around
with
on your
that.
tauntaun all night.
Yeah, all the hubcaps that were stolen off of those snow speeders.
And the way that I look at it too is they're like the snow version of camels. Like how camels are for traveling in the heat.
Yeah.
Like I feel like these things are very
adapted to the
similar
cold.
and they're
They got
adapted to
the two big legs and the little
Yeah.
T-Rex
Yeah.
arms.
They're
They're kind of
like
useless.
like a big
I would have
space kangaroo he's riding.
A speed. Oh man, kind of wanted to see.
That's what they should have been named.
Yeah. Yeah. And instead they named it after a town 2 miles up the road.
Exactly.
Taunton.
Let's go to Tauntaun, Mass. Tauntaun,
Which is where my wife is from. She grew up there.
The Dagobah system?
The what?
The Dagobah system?
The Dagobah system.
she's
Yeah.
not
My
Italian.
wife is Yoda. She's not Italian. I see what you did there.
Do you see? I promised myself I would not do Family Guy Star Wars references.
Oh, come on.
I can't.
They're so funny.
It's not our stuff. I feel like we're just piggybacking on Seth MacFarlane here.
And
like,
I thought,
much like
it's
Luton
not
and
bad.
Tauntaun.
On the inside.
Outside.
Outside.
See, you
There we
fuck.
go.
That's why we're not doing it, because you fucked it up.
That's why I shouldn't do them. You should do them.
No, I'm not doing them either. I ain't taking credit for someone else's work. I'm not doing that. But what I will say
Is this a
that-
resolution? Why
right,
start
it
now?
is. Yeah. Stop admiring Seth MacFarlane. I can't even say his name now. That's how much I've stopped. But right there, cutting him open and having to stuff Luke in there, that tells you what kind of movie you are getting.
Yeah, but once you
You
feng
are-
shui,
Well,
There's no doubt this movie is darker in tone.
Oh, yeah.
Very much darker in tone than the
yeah.
first one. Yeah.
throughout.
Yeah, it's consistent. It is.
I still think it's the darkest one of any Star Wars film.
It absolutely
I don't
is.
care what they tried to do in Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, no, that
See, I
was
was thinking Rogue One gets pretty dark.
Yeah.
It's got that moment with Darth, but I mean, the overall.
No, not dark. Not just Darth Vader. I mean,
Yeah,
I didn't say
everybody
it's a Darth
dies at
movie.
the end.
I said
in
it's
that
a dark
one.
movie.
Spoiler alert.
Well, it's a dark.
There's dark moments, not
It's
dark
got
moments.
dark Darth moments. Yeah, it is grittier.
Yeah.
Rogue One.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
Yeah,
But this one is like, I mean, Luke and jumping ahead here, that lightsaber scene at the end, they're like in the pits of hell practically. They're at the ship's, I don't know, boiler room or whatever the fuck you want
what
to
you
call
talking
it.
about in Cloud City?
Yeah.
Or Cloud City,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
It's just all red and there's all this smoke everywhere. It looks
Yeah.
like they're sword fighting.
Well, it started off when
saber
they were in the
fighting.
carbon
they were
freezing
near
chamber.
the-
and then-
yeah.
I know, but it's
Speaking
just
of-
what it looks like.
Speaking of, I have a
hellish.
huge problem with that scene.
Yeah.
And it's got a problem with you.
Now everybody knows. I mean, it's a great scene.
Yeah.
It has one of the best quotes in it. The "I love you" and I know, right?
Yep.
He goes in.
Yeah,
With his
with-
hands tied behind his back.
Yeah.
And he goes in. Like as the stuff goes off
Yep.
to start freezing.
Yeah.
His face is upwards.
Yeah, he's looking up.
Yeah, it's very dramatic. But then when he comes out, he's
His
like
hands
this,
are in front of
with
him.
his hands in front of him, like doing
Yeah.
the Thriller dance.
Yeah.
And like making this weird face, like ugh. Like I like
the derp face.
yeah.
He's kind of Pee Wee Hermaning it. He's like,
So like that's just that inconsistency always bothered me.
He wanted
And
it, he said, "I'm going out with a bang." It's like fun. I'm not
Yeah.
doing this funny pose here.
That and for 2 seconds you can see Lando wearing Han's vest as he's flying
Oh,
away in the
yeah.
Falcon at the end, and then it's gone.
Yeah.
But wait a minute, he was just dressed like Han a second ago. They changed their mind on that too.
Suck on that
Well,
job.
you know, stealing a guy's ship
getting.
is one thing, but
Yeah.
stealing his vest.
Yeah.
Trying to steal
You
the
know.
girl, trying to
Yeah.
steal the vet. It's a friggin'
Then a whole generation of girls stole his look.
single white female.
Yeah, exactly. I love posting that one every fall. Oh, it's Han Solo
Han Solo
season
season.
again.
Okay.
So yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, we were just at the end. Now I got to go all the way back to the beginning.
Continue.
All right, go back.
Continue. Now it's your fault. See how much time you've wasted?
Meanwhile, on Hoth.
Meanwhile,
Can I say that even as a kid, when he cuts that thing open, I felt like I could smell it through the TV.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
it's disgusting.
The practical effects
Yeah.
they used for that are fantastic.
It looks like rice.
Spared no expense.
It looks like egg noodles.
Yeah.
I remember thinking
Yeah.
it looks like lights.
Yeah.
rice.
those
Like there's tubes, there's
see-through-
incestins. Yeah,
Yeah.
everything's like a whitish, clearish.
It kind of looks yummy.
color.
I'm not gonna lie. It looks like white.
Yikes.
It looks kind of yummy.
It looks like noodles.
I eat,
that's what. Yeah, like faux noodles.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotta cook them. But you know, if I was stuck out and I had to eat an animal, a tauntaun looked pretty tasty on the inside,
How much more would you cook it? Because it's pretty hot in there.
like pastine, little like pastine.
Yeah, but it's frozen, so you're gonna have to. You gotta thaw it first.
No, I just relate to it. I too smell bad on the outside, so I
And
guess
on
I
the-
just
yeah.
relate to it. I stink of the inside and the outside.
Sometimes the inside comes out.
Better out than in, I always say.
Bobby Brown and Whitney Houston. Which nobody listening right now will get, and that's probably good.
Brown for the best.
Every little step I take, put it in there. Yeah, so what are we talking about?
So
Phantom Menace?
Phantom Menace. Oh shit. So anyway, So yeah, this is where Luke gets attacked by the Wampa.
Yes.
And it kills his tauntaun, drags Luke off to this ice cave, leaves him for whatever reason hanging suspended. From
I would
the
like to know
ceiling.
how he did that.
Yeah.
Did the Wampa hold him upside down and
melt?
like wait for the ice to freeze?
That's a good question.
Or did he go from the top? Maybe he like
That's
tipped him
another good
upside
question.
down and hit him through the ice.
Yeah.
Just wedged him right up there. That'll look good.
He wedged until he'd
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Speaking of wedge, he shows up soon.
That's
Yes,
right.
he does.
That's right.
So does Dak.
Yeah.
And I promised I wouldn't quote it, but I'm going to quote Family Guy once and say, "Hey, Empire, get ready to suck some Dak." 'Cause that's the greatest line in anything funny. Okay. That's it. Now I promise.
So Luke wakes up, and here we see him using the Force for the first time, where he notices his lightsaber in the snow not far from where he's suspended, reaches out his hand and pulls the lightsaber to him just as the Wampa that we now see in the special edition in the other room, and somehow hears Luke waking up. And
No, don't do that.
Yeah. Stops his feeding of whatever he was eating. Maybe some of his
Chomping on the
tauntaun.
tauntaun, isn't he? He's like, "Whoops, something wrong here."
Yeah. Comes in to investigate, and Luke frees himself at the last second and chops off his arm.
Yeah, a lot of arm,
the Wampa's arm is
Classic
lying
Star
on the
Wars.
floor. Now the Wampa is clutching the bloody stump that we see. We didn't see that in the original.
We didn't need to.
You know what it
Yeah.
reminds me of? In Blade, when Donald Logue
gets
keeps
his
getting his arm cut off,
Yeah.
and he does it in the subway,
Yeah.
in the train tunnel, and he holds it. He makes this face, he's like, and like
He just runs away.
clutching his stump.
See, you picked a good movie. It reminded me of Jaws 4 when Sean's attacked on the boat by Jaws and it bites his arm off and he's got the jacket that's way too big for him. So
you can tell that he's hiding his arm?
He's hiding his arm and he's just screaming, "Ah!" and he's patting. That's what that reminded me of. Okay.
Okay,
All right.
so Luke runs out into the snow, old delirious, and
It's snowing.
and he starts to succumb, I guess, to hypothermia.
Yeah.
Passes out in the snow, and just before he does that, he sees a vision of Obi-Wan come to him.
Yeah.
And tells him that you must go to the Dagobah system.
Dagobah system?
There you will learn from Yoda,
Qui-Gon Jinn.
the Jedi Master who instructed me.
He didn't! He could have at
And then
one
he-
point, but you had to make the prequels.
And
so
then,
he didn't.
He then passes out just as Han shows up.
Would have been nice if Ben appeared a little earlier and maybe said, "Luke, don't go on. There's a sick-ass monster out there." He was late.
Yeah.
I was caught in Jedi traffic. I'm sorry, I'm late. What? Oh, fuck, look at you. Go to the Dagobah system.
I'm old and dead. What do you want from me?
I don't care anymore.
Rub some dirt on it.
Yeah, so Han shows up,
Yep.
slices open Luke's, or his own tauntaun.
His own tauntaun.
He does.
Yeah.
Because
Slices open his own tauntaun. 'cause his own-
freezes, and he's like, "Oh, well, plenty
Yeah.
more where they came from."
Yeah, because before he left, he was warned by, I think it was Cliff Clavin, who says, your tauntaun will freeze
It is.
before...
I noticed this. You know what else
Yeah.
I noticed? Being late to the party. The Imperial guys, the ones leading the attack on Hoth, is friggin' Donovan from
Yeah,
Last Crusade.
you didn't know that.
Never put it together.
Really?
Yep.
Oh yeah, Charles
Yeah.
Gray, right?
Yeah.
No, not Charles
Oh
Gray.
no,
I looked him up today. It's Charles somebody.
I forget his name. He was also in Game of Thrones.
All right. Well, while I was
So-
doing that, I want to go
All right.
back and say a little bit about the Wampa scene.
Yeah.
Because I started talking about this before.
Yeah, and I've got something to add to that, too.
Empire overall is a very terrifying movie. There's some real.
Julian
Yeah.
Glover.
There you
Yeah.
go.
His last
Julian
name, I'm
Glover.
thinking
Danny
Donovan is
Glover.
Yeah,
There's
First,
Julian.
Julian Glover.
Glover. Yeah.
Walter
All right.
Donovan.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, you're gonna want.
Yeah,
you're gonna
he's
want
the one who
Sorry,
played
Brian, you were
the
saying
Commander.
Donovan, so I was looking for
Oh,
something
I'm sorry.
spelled Donovan.
He was looking up Atlantis.
That's what I thought when you said Donovan. I was like, oh, I don't know, City of Atlantis.
All right. So anyway,
so the
scary
Wampus.
moments
Yeah.
in Empire. One of the things that was scary about the Wampus scene is because you didn't really see too much of it, and you did hear it roar, and you did see Luke looking at the cave, and
Yeah,
you
it
knew
was-
something was in there.
It was more in your imagination.
Yeah, and I think Empire does a lot of that in this.
Yeah.
There's some really horror movie elements that I
Yeah.
really didn't realize.
The original
at
Star
that
Wars
time.
kind of did that too. Like when they were down in the trash
Yep.
compactor, and
Yep.
you don't see the
And you
whole
don't
thing that,
what's
that
underneath
attacks
the
Luke.
trash.
Right,
You
yeah.
see an eye stalk come up and look around and say,
Yeah.
"Oh, there's somebody,"
Yeah.
and then you see a tentacle grab Luke's leg, and that's it.
But even that has it's comedic moments of I have a bad feeling about.
Oh yeah,
this.
no, they try to lighten up the mood too.
There isn't a lot of that in this. I mean, you
There's
got
not.
3PO, but there's not a lot of
Yeah.
corny dialogue
Yeah,
in
no.
this one. Not a lot of jokes being cracked.
No, a lot
I
of
think
it
all the jokes are like the sarcastic kind of
back and forth between Luke and
Leia.
Han.
Yeah.
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 Han and Leia.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah,
not Luke and
which
Han.
is good, which is needed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in moments of peril, they're in actual peril. There's
Oh, yeah.
not a lot of Riggs and Murtaugh back and forth
Oh, yeah.
between anybody.
Oh, yeah.
old for this galactic shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it, Raj.
Yeah. Now this movie, like from the get go,
Yeah.
like it stomps on the gas, and it's
does.
pretty much all the way to the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't let up.
I mean, Vader is really violent in this one.
Yeah.
And I'm not counting the prequels. when he goes,
Killing a guy over speakerphone. Like,
Oh God, yeah, yeah.
Ever notice when you get promoted,
Vader's working
it's
from
a
home in this
bad
one.
thing if you're working most of any job.
congratulations,
Yeah.
Admiral.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're like, oh shit, I just got a promotion.
Yes.
Guy's going home to his wife.
I love it when he actually
Admiral
comes
now.
down and sees him, and he looks down and he's like, "I feel like you're forgiven" or something
Yeah.
like that.
You? Oh, apology accepted,
yes.
Captain Nita.
Yeah, this Admiral
Ozzel.
Ozzel.
Admiral Ozzel is the one who came out of hyperspace too close to the system and got pissed.
If I had a nickel for every time, right?
I'd have 5 cents. Yeah, so that's the one that
Well, we did it
Vader
twice,
force
no.
choke. Vader force chokes him over the speakerphone.
Yeah, and he doesn't do anything. He's just sitting there
Yeah.
like, oh, look at this. You're
Yeah.
like, I'm not even moving my arm.
Yeah.
He just moved on to light speed and is preparing to.
But the great thing is Piet standing next to him and trying not to look
Yeah.
behind him as his boss is choking to death.
Yeah.
You are in
Don't
command
look,
now,
ignore
Admiral
it,
Piet.
let it happen.
It could work, Steve. You got a promotion. No, it isn't. I'm dead. So yeah, that's what I wanted to convey. A lot of horrific, and a lot of the touch-ups or redos really take away from this movie.
It
The
does.
more
It
they
really
showed that
doesn't
monster,
improve.
the more I realized he looks like the abominable Stuntman from
Rudolph,
He
yeah.
totally does.
Yeah.
It's like,
He's a bumble.
yeah, abominable.
Yukon Cornelius coming in with a lightsaber.
Look what he can do.
Continue.
All right, so they get rescued the next morning.
Yeah.
Wedge leads a squadron of snow speeders.
I feel like it could take on the whole.
Well,
Is
no,
that-
this is before that.
That's not Wedge though.
Yeah, that's Wedge.
That's just a random.
No, that's
no,
Wedge.
that's Wedge.
That's
the
Wedge.
one who's like Echo Base.
I found them. I repeat.
I found them.
That's Wedge. I know it doesn't really look like him. I think his face is all squished for some reason.
No, he looks a lot fatter
Yeah,
than
he
Wedge
does. Yeah,
No,
but it's
because
supposed to be
but
Wedge.
You see Wedge during the battle at Hoth. And
Yeah,
he's
but that was
still-
3 years before.
I'm gonna go ahead and I think it might
He's
be
been
wrong.
eating too many Wampa
I'm gonna-
steaks.
Bumbles.
Bumbles.
Bumble six.
I'm looking at after we're done. We're watching the
Bumble
next
tuna.
scene.
That's what I was gonna say.
It's Wedge's brother.
Yeah, Wedgie.
Wedge.
Pudge. It's Pudge until he.
Dude, that's a great name. So Pudge or Wedge.
Yeah. So
finds him.
finds them. Luke is brought back to the base. He's in the diaper tank. It's back to tank, but he's wearing a big diaper. I guess.
Well, it was a different time back then.
Yeah.
No one wanted to see his power converter.
Yeah. There's a little back and forth about, between Leia and Han. Han had already expressed that he
Zev
wants to leave.
Seneca found them.
Who?
Zev Seneca.
It wasn't Wedge?
I
not
told
Wedge.
All this time I thought it was Wedge.
I knew it.
Wow.
I wish
I know
it
it
had
didn't
been
look
too.
like him, but
Can we?
But they
can
had a
we
fake
mark,
Wedge in
Tito,
the
can we-
original
Can we
movie,
make
too.
a record that Mark was right? Notice no one's jumping at this, so I will.
Well, he didn't
Mark,
say Zev Seneca.
the jig's up. It's a fixed game. You're always gonna lose. It's kind of like the Tito contest.
next week Mark will be looking shit up. Because apparently Mark is better than Tito.
when it comes to identifying
the non-wedge?
Star Wars non-wedge pilots, clearly I am. We can beat out Brian.
Well, there was a whole false wedge in the first movie too. There was. Look that up.
It was just riding up a little high. It was not.
All right, so
So they're back. He's thawed out.
he's thought out.
Han had already told him before he went out looking for Luke. He
He
told
wants to
Leia
leave.
He was leaving.
Yeah.
He has a bounty on his head. He's got to get going.
Yeah.
They got that nice scene in the hallway where the guy just walks
Yeah.
while they're arguing. Excuse me, guys.
It's the same
I
guy
like that.
walking back and forth.
It's realistic.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
except for the fact that it's the same guy. But he's clearly he's just trying to eavesdrop.
Forgot my keys.
But I like the scene with because right before he goes and talks to her, he's talking to the guy who's telling him like, oh, "You're a great pilot."
Oh yeah, the commander of the base.
With the Purina logo
Yeah,
on
yes,
it, yeah.
exactly. He does.
The Purina dog chow guy.
Yeah.
Again, food.
Yeah.
More food.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah,
There is a fake-
Captain Purina.
There's a fake wedge. Cole Tack Bright,
See?
the fake wedge.
Fake wedge.
That's
They thought-
fake
people
wedge.
thought he looked
Yeah.
like Wedge.
He does.
So they call him Fake Wedge.
Yeah.
The absurd history of Wedge and Fake Wedge in Star Wars. There's a page
Terrific.
dedicated
Do you
to
really
it.
want to go down a rabbit hole? Look for the taller Luke theory.
The taller Luke.
Yeah. There's a whole thing where there's a whole other Luke
Really?
that's taller.
It's called a stunt double, right?
You've captured
That's
this.
got something to do with like
double.
Mark Hamill and getting hurt, and so they repled him with a body
With a
double.
stand-in.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
It was Ed Wood's wife's chiropractor.
He just held his cape up in front of his face the whole time.
Fake wedge. So that poor actor probably went to Juilliard for like 4 years, and this is what he's known for.
Plan 9
Fake
from
wedge.
Hoth.
I'd watch it. So they're thought out. They're having their moment, and
Yeah.
this, of course, leads to the infamous 2-second incest scene.
Yeah.
With,
the
Leia.
kiss.
Yeah.
Apparently, you don't know everything about women. Then she kisses
And
her brother.
She kisses him like it's her brother, though. She doesn't.
No,
really,
she doesn't.
It's
No,
not
she
a
does-
passionate.
I don't know.
I know
if
this.
your
I don't think
sister's
there's any
kissing you that
tongue,
way.
but still, it's
Yeah.
full on the lips, and it's more than just a second.
Oh
No,
come on.
I've never kissed my sister that way.
It's like It's like Eddie.
It's not like.
It's like Roger
whoa.
Rabbit kissing Eddie Valiant.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, sir, you have never been more wrong. Brian, back
I'm
me,
sure I
Tito,
have.
back me up here. What you've seen that kiss in Empire Strikes
She was
Back.
trying to make Han Solo jealous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was kissing him.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly what she was
It's
doing.
the intent. It's the intent of the kiss. It's not necessarily the.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't like going at it with them, but she's trying to make Han jealous.
You'd think that their force would like bump into each other.
Exactly. It's like when you put like two magnets together on the same pole. It's not going to work.
Gee, it's almost like Jedi was full of shit, wasn't it?
They were just-
I wrote them all at
Yeah.
once.
Yeah. No. It's true. He didn't.
No, of course he didn't, because if he did, he
Yeah.
was writing one big Jerry Springer space opera then.
Yep.
What a sick bastard. Okay.
All right. So while this is happening, they get an alert saying that something's happening. This is what we were just talking about, where Admiral Ozzel brings the fleet too close to the system they detected, and now the rebels are preparing for an Imperial attack.
Yep.
Vader gets pissed at Admiral Ozzel, force chokes him, puts another guy in command, and he tells General Veers to prepare your men.
General Veers. That's
Yes.
That's
Is that
the one.
Julian Glover?
Is that Julian Glover? Is
Meanwhile, the guys in the
might
back
be.
are like, "Geez, the turnaround around here is really."
Oh, I know. It's like a revolving door, for Christ's sake. So,
This is like a black mark on your resume.
yeah. So,
you ready to move up? No, I'm staying an intern, man. Intern's fine. We got a promotion over at Human Resources. Nope.
yeah. Oh, I forgot all about the probe droid. Forgot all about the probe droid. That's,
how
that's
they
how
shoot
they.
it.
Yeah.
Well, they shoot the probe droid.
Yeah, they did that earlier.
yeah.
they-
That was
exactly.
how remember it opened.
Yeah.
We didn't forget about it. You talked
No,
about
no,
the sound.
but we can talk about the probe droid itself and how Han and Chewie shot it, and and 3PO realized that this is an Imperial code. So now they're like, okay, something's going on, and then the Imperials show up.
Yeah.
Because Vader's like, oh yeah, okay, so these are the rebels, and
Right.
they're like, and his underlings are trying to be like, yeah, it could be pirates, it could be smugglers, it could be anything, you know.
That guy was really grumpy.
Oh yeah.
What a
Yeah.
grumpy guy.
Yeah, and I think that was Admiral Ozzel.
He just didn't want to fly
Yeah.
anywhere. He was like, you know what, we're
Lazy.
coasting along. I don't want to go to Hoth. It's cold on Hoth.
I just like cruising.
A guy named Ozzel that sounds like that. He does not cruise.
Christopher Cross Griffin.
Admiral Ozzel.
Yeah.
I want my tea. And Faulty
Trumpets.
Towers is on.
Let's not go to Hoth. It's cold there. I don't have a coat.
I didn't want
Let's
to
not go to
there.
Hoth. It's a silly place. Right.
He really is like he's a dick to Fiat. You are
Piet. Yeah.
He's a dick to him right from
Oh,
the
yeah.
bat. Could be a code. No, it isn't. You fuck
Yeah.
off. You took my lunch that one time. I've never forgiven you for it.
Yeah.
It was clearly marked.
Yeah. Ozzel. No one else has that name. You don't confuse that name with anybody else's. You fucking ate my lunch.
My wife made me that special.
That dude's not married. That's probably
that's true.
That dude's never been laid. Hence why
My
he's so grumpy.
mom made that for
There
me
you go.
special.
Yeah, my mom loves me. All right. So now the Imperials show up. The rebels are looking to escape and also prepare for the attack to cover everybody else's escape. They send out the AT-ATs. The rebels are flying out to meet them in their snow speeders, which apparently they got adapted to the cold just before finding Luke.
Right.
Yep.
And what a really cool sequence is set up here with the. It's very iconic with the
with
snow
the cable
yeah,
and-
with the snow speeders.
It's a very effective but very.
You guys ever see that old movie?
Yeah.
Empire.
I swear to God, if this kid makes any more pop culture references,
You ever see that?
Yeah, it's funny too.
It's a goofy way to
the cold on that planet affects the speeders.
yeah, but
but it doesn't affect the gigantic, like monstrous.
well, they're all terrain.
AT-ATs, huh?
They're all terrain. They're built for the snow.
Yeah,
but
but
they-
they're like think of how big the hinges are. They
Yeah, I know.
They
easily
just
freeze.
but they just got there. Those ships have been on that planet for
In the cold of
a
space.
while. Yeah, wear and tear. The Imperials just got there. They beamed
Whatever.
him down. There was
They
probably,
beamed him
There
down?
was probably a beaming thing. They beamed him down. How else did they get him down there?
Transports.
Well, the transports are like
They have transports
beamed.
for the transports.
There you go. And I'm sure the transports were heated. So
We've got babysitters for the babysitters and transports for the transports.
those things were awesome. I had the toy when I was a kid.
Oh,
The AT-AT.
Oh, it was
Got an
cool.
AT?
Yeah.
AT-AT.
I had a snow speeder. That was the only like Star Wars like toy that I had.
Yeah.
Was one of those.
That's
I like
one of
those. And that's probably why, because I had one. It's
I didn't. That's an awesome battle.
Yeah.
I mean, even though the rebels basically have to run and fall back, it's still overall an awesome.
no,
battle.
and Luke like throwing the grenade up inside it.
Yeah.
Shows Luke's quick thinking.
Yeah. It's
But
very,
man,
very
dude, They've got
he's got
some
the Batman
incompetent
grappling
pilots.
hook thing that he uses
Yeah.
to get up there. It's
Yeah.
Dak.
We hardly knew you.
I'm ready. Oh, wait a second. Hold on, sir. There's something wrong with something. I don't know. He was
Yeah.
having problems.
Yeah.
With,
I feel like I could take on the whole empire myself.
This bigger Luke thing is very interesting.
Are you really reading it?
Yeah,
I didn't mean for
I
you to go
did.
down that rabbit hole now, Tito.
I got sidetracked. Luke Prime and bigger Luke.
Yes.
Bigger Luke is like
Luke
2 to 3
Prime.
centimeters taller than Luke Prime.
What was bigger Luke used for?
There's a theory that there are 2 Luke Skywalkers. One is a few centimeters taller than the other.
See?
And the way they figure it out is by any shot with him standing next to Han Solo, where in certain shots he's just at his brow, Han Solo, and then in other shots he's at his chin, I
Yeah.
think. This is
See?
insane.
nerds.
Yeah, Luke Prime and or BL and LP or Luke Prime. They got nicknames. Machi.
Great. I want to know what happened to him in the sequels. Never mind regular.
So after Hoth,
Yeah.
then they move on to
Yeah, so they get away.
Yep.
Luke goes off to Dagobah.
Yep.
And Han and Leia get separated from the rest of the fleet.
Yes.
Because the Falcon was having problems.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody else takes off. They get
and
kind
that's
of
what they
left
hide,
behind.
right? They hide on the Star Destroyer.
No. You're
no,
thinking
no.
way ahead.
That's way
No,
ahead.
this is where they get stuck in the asteroid field.
They hide in the asteroid.
Oh, okay, that's right.
And then they get-
in the
yeah.
belly of the.
This whole
way
movie's
up.
a big hide and seek.
It is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They're on the run from the Empire. Because the Empire is striking back.
The
He said it. He said the name of the movie.
They sure are.
This also, speaking of that, like this is the era where like there's never been a better era with subtitles, like the subtitles of each of the movies. Like these three made sense. They were simple. They were to the point.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like subtitles. Well, okay.
No, yeah, not like I mean like the
the
Star Wars,
subtitles,
right?
Colon,
Yeah.
blah blah blah. Like all the other ones, they've all sucked.
Yeah.
Every single one. I mean,
Yeah,
the only one that like made any sense was probably Attack of the Clones because.
But did they?
But it wasn't
They
even.
didn't
That's the
attack.
thing. They didn't attack, and
No.
and when they did attack, it was in the next movie, and it was not like attack of. They were attacking.
If any of them made sense, I think it would be The Force Awakens, thinking towards the sequel series.
Maybe yeah.
You know, because that was Ray
the Force
was,
had been
Ray was
slumbering
starting-
on a nice Irish island.
Skeleton
got you.
Michael.
Yeah, Rise of Skywalker was pretty good. Didn't have a problem with that one either. But or subtitle rather. It's pretty good. But no, you're right. These originals are just
Yeah.
Return of the Jedi.
Another one for Derek. It in fact is called a subtitle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Point.
He's up
Derek.
like 2-1.
That's 2 Derek, 1 Mark.
I got a rock.
Two serving one.
Polly for serve. I didn't disagree with you. I just misheard you. Or rather,
sure.
that's what it was.
I'm pretty sure you thought it was
Subtitle.
subtitles.
I was thinking it wasn't making any sense.
Like Sean Connery.
I was thinking it makes sense, but it's
Shove
probably
it.
not right. Honestly, I was thinking like that sounds wrong, but it feels right.
Yeah.
But it
Derek,
Everything
Derek
about
is
me
always
feels
right.
feels wrong, but it's right.
I'll take things heard on a date for 100 hours. That sounds wrong, but it feels right.
The rapist.
Yeah, the rapist for 100. That's therapist.
All right, so they're hiding out in the asteroid
Yep.
monster's belly. They don't know it yet. And,
Yeah, and Luke goes off to Dagobah
to Dagobah to get stuck in the swamp. And
Yeah. So my wife, who we were rewatching this recently too, and my wife brought up a good point, and she was like, isn't it amazing that Luke crash landed like just feet from where Yoda lives? Like this whole planet.
It's a really small planet.
But weren't they honing in on something?
No, no.
because he said
There's massive life form readings, but it could have been anything, and there was just yeah.
There was a giant life form underneath the swamp.
It's like a whale or
Yeah.
something. Everything's whale shaped in
breached.
this.
Yeah,
movie.
because he says he does a scan and he says there's no cities or technology, but there's massive life form readings.
So I want to know.
Just be glad that he didn't like force feed us an image of that thing out of the water.
oh god,
No,
yeah.
yeah, I'm surprised he didn't.
Yeah, he did change Luke's line though.
I want to bring that up.
Yeah.
Why?
I
Because
don't know.
The
It was
original
the
line
dumbest
was,
one.
it
You're
was a
lucky
funny
you don't
line.
taste
You're
good.
lucky you don't taste good.
Yeah.
and now
then
he says, "Are you okay?"
No, you were lucky. You were lucky to get out of there.
That's what.
Why?
Are you okay?
What happened? Luke McFly, are you okay? Like, why were you changing? He did that a couple of times too,
Yeah.
and one of my he changed a line, which is one of my favorite Vader moments. We'll get to it when we get to it, though.
Yeah.
but it pissed me off.
Yeah, well, I wanted to bring up something earlier too when you were bringing up the Wampa, and we were talking about how he inserted all those scenes of the Wampa in the cave that are very unnecessary.
Yeah.
There was a deleted scene where apparently the Wampas were constantly attacking the rebel base. And they had actually captured some that had broken through a wall.
Oh, all right.
And they had them locked in a room that had a sticker over it that said, and it's written in whatever the Star Wars language is.
Yeah.
Orabesh. And
You couldn't resist. You tried to gloss over it, and you
I know.
couldn't.
I tried to pretend I didn't know, but I do. And it said, "Caution, there are Wampas. Don't enter." And when they're escaping, they being Han, Leia, and 3PO, who are almost left behind.
Yeah.
And Vader and the troops are sweeping through, the base to mop everything up. 3PO, you see it for a split second, looks at the door. But in the deleted scene where they cut it was he rips the sign off the door and follows after Han and Luke. And then the stormtroopers come running along thinking that they're behind the door. So they open the door and they get attacked by the Wampas inside. That would have been a better scene.
That's actually
why
really
they
cool.
deleted it, I'll never know. I think that's a
Yeah.
fantastic scene.
It is.
And why he didn't reinsert it into the,
Why not
into the
bring
special
that
edition.
back? Yeah.
Instead of the stupid scenes of the Wampa in the cave, which don't add anything to the scene.
Put put the Bumble in there, and I want to change that line.
He's
I don't
eating
like that line.
Barbecue spare ribs over here in the corner.
You're lucky you don't taste good. It has no cinematic flow, no rhythm.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Lucas, what should we put that's more powerful? You're lucky to get out of there. Genius. Don't you think?
It's like poetry. It rhymes.
You're lucky you don't taste. I love that.
Yeah.
That scene used to make me laugh. When
Yeah,
I was
me
a kid.
too.
He
And now
spits
it's-
them out.
You're lucky you don't taste good.
Oh God, that's so many bad changes.
A bunch of robots must have got offended.
Yeah. It was like, we do
Excuse
too
me.
taste good.
We taste wonderful.
To each other.
Wow. All right, where are we? Where we at, yo?
So Luke is training, and the Han and Leia are in the asteroid field. Let's stick with Han and Leia for a little bit, because Han and Leia are in the asteroid field, and while they're in the cave, which I don't realize is
do you know
not
what
a cave.
that creature is called?
Not offhand. That
right,
one I
so
don't know.
oven mitt.
Yeah.
I liked oven mitt.
I always call it a space slug.
Yeah. All right, that works.
So they realize that there are smaller creatures in there. They go out, and that's when they realize that, after Han mistakenly shoots the ground and it starts trembling and everything is like an earthquake, Han hears what sounds like a roar too in the background. So he's starting to put two and two together that this isn't right.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, and when Leia comes out, she says the rock feels weird. It's spongy, it doesn't feel like rock.
Yeah. Then you got the I have a bad feeling about this line. And
they throw
then
that
all
in.
the Minox are flying around.
Yeah.
And this isn't a cave.
Yeah.
What? And
Yeah, so they
keep
take
going.
off.
That's a very cool moment.
Yeah.
I do like that moment.
Yeah. So they take off and they run back straight into the Star Destroyers. What? What? What did Why are you laughing?
I'm laughing
it's
because
funny.
that's what it's true. It's
That's
true.
funny.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's
all
funny
right,
'cause
we're
it's true.
free. Oh shit.
Yeah, and
It's a whimsical moment.
and that's when they decided they're going to do the trick and stick to the back of the Star Destroyer.
Which you think somebody would notice.
Yeah, somebody would look out the window and be
There's
like,
no window.
"Hey,
They're all on the lower deck.
I know they're up against the back of
The back of the
whatever part-
bridge.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I would think somebody would notice that. Somebody
Yeah.
would have looked out that window and said, "That ain't right."
Yeah, I used to have a better view."
Hey, Chad.
Exogorth. It's called
It's a
an
what?
Exogorth.
Exogorth.
Oh,
The monster. This is
The myth. You have a myth.
This is good. Homeworld, unknown. Habitat, asteroids. Guess what it eats?
Asteroids.
Minerals.
Okay.
And then the things probably eat the minerals off its teeth. Maybe they're like the little birds and alligators.
Oh yeah, and the
Yeah,
little fish.
well, they are like little
that-
bird- like
that follow
bats.
the sharks around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah,
They
cool.
clean it.
And I bet you that they didn't. That maybe the Millennium Falcon was seen.
Yeah.
But someone on that ship that saw it, it was like, no, because if I'm wrong, I'm gonna get killed by Vader. So I'm not gonna say anything.
yeah.
I
Probably
see
right.
nothing.
You're probably right because if I saw that, I wouldn't say a damn thing.
Nope.
I'm just mopping the floor. Nope.
I like life. Life likes me.
Hey, Chad, you notice that? Do we always have that ship stuck to? Nope. Nope.
You saw nothing.
Imperial Officer Chad, ladies and gentlemen.
So
Dude, Lord Vader. There's totally something out on the wing.
Joke.
So just before they do their maneuver, though, is when we see Vader talking to all the bounty hunters that he's brought
yes.
in.
Yep.
And we've got, the Imperial officer saying, "Bounty hunters, we don't need that scum." Yes, yes, sir. But up above, Vader's talking to all the bounty hunters. We have
Clearly, you do.
IG-88.
Yep. Yes.
We have Dengar, Zuckuss, Bosk.
I don't know any of these guys.
Oh, I love Bosk.
And Boba Fett.
I had the Bosk toy.
Yeah.
The
Yeah, I
action
did
figure. It
too.
was
Yeah,
cool.
Bosk.
Bosk, the one with the orange jumpsuit.
Yes,
and
he's the lizard
lizard.
guy.
Yeah, all right, I see.
Yeah.
A new one.
Yeah.
He's the V ripoff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun
Or the
fact.
Gorn.
Fun fact: the spacesuit that Bosk is wearing is a reused Doctor Who prop.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
That is a fun fact.
Yeah. Yep.
Or whatever the hell he says. That's Boskian.
Yeah.
Little lizard.
Yeah. So we have our first introduction to Boba Fett lined up with the rest of the
As you
bounty
wish.
hunters. Yeah. When
Yep.
when Vader warns him that he wants them alive.
Yeah.
No disintegrations.
And then you've got the cool as you wish. And then you have as you wish.
As you wish, mate.
Oh, it sounds good, Vader.
All right, love.
So that's when we cut back to Han and Leia, and now they're looking for another place to hide because Han says that the fleet's going to break up soon. We're going to make our move, but we need to go somewhere. Right. We need to repair the ship.
I know where to go.
So that's when he says,
go see my friend Lando.
So, Tito, you were telling me Boba Fett's ship was changed, right?
Yes.
From
Yeah,
the
it used to be
Slave
called Slave One, and now
Yeah.
it's called something else.
Yeah.
Steve told us, what was it? It was like fire spray. Or
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, fire
Yeah.
spray.
Yeah.
What a
Yeah.
cutoff. That sounds terrible.
I kind of like the name.
Fire spray?
Yeah, I don't mind fire
I
spray.
understand why they changed Slave
It's
One.
better than just calling it Boba's ship.
You changed
I feel like that's when you get one of those infections
Yeah.
and you pee burns. Fire spray.
It sounds like a bad medical condition. Into the fire spray. So yeah, the fire spray or whatever it was.
Yeah. So yeah, the fleet breaks up. Han says that we're going to float away with the garbage, and Leia makes the comment with the rest of the garbage, and Boba Fett knew somehow to be in the garbage and tracked the Falcon all the way to Cloud City, where
He knew it was on there.
where Han was telling Leia that that's where they were going to go. They're going to see his old friend Lando.
That's because a
Lando system?
a Klingon from the 60s show got on the ship, confronted Boba Fett, and said, the Slave One shouldn't be hauled away
As-
like
yeah,
garbage.
oh, yeah, it should be-
hauled away as
garbage.
Little Star Trek
Yeah.
crossover there.
Trouble with the Tribbles.
See, and it makes sense,
That's when
too,
Scotty
because-
punches him out.
Yep.
It makes sense that he was aware of it, and he didn't say anything because all the other bounty hunters would have known.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
so-
they would have got the bounty.
Yeah, that's why. That's what makes Boba Fett the best.
The best.
He's got a point there. He
Yeah.
knew where to go, and the other bounty hunters didn't.
He got the idea from his dad, Django.
That's right.
Because Obi-Wan was
Django.
clinging to the
Oh, wait, no,
to the
that's the-
side of an asteroid in one of the prequel movies.
Yep.
I guess it would have been Attack of the Clones because that's where Django was introduced. And when they were searching for him, that's when he noticed that he was clinging to the side of an asteroid.
Yep.
And he said somehow he knew that the Falcon must be clinging to the side of
Boba
the ship.
said,
so-
"I'm going to make you proud, Pa."
Yeah.
It's a strange looking ship.
Yeah, I was
An
never a
interesting
fan of the
design.
look of
It
the
does
ship.
look
Yeah,
like
you
a
had
piece
mentioned
of
that before
garbage.
because
Yeah.
it doesn't really have any type of physical,
No,
Yeah.
it doesn't follow the laws of physics or.
It never made
I
sense to me.
love when you get to see what's in how it looks inside
Oh, in the Mandalorian.
in the Mandalorian,
Yeah.
because I always
Yeah.
wondered, like, okay, so is he sitting when he gets in on his back with his feet like kind of hanging up,
Yeah,
and then he leans forward when it
yeah,
because it doesn't make any sense. It looks like the most unmaneuverable.
yeah. It never made
of
sense.
garbage.
Yeah, yeah.
But it was the toy that everybody wanted.
It was.
That ship.
Yep.
Mandalorian answered a lot of questions, like IG-8, IG-88.
Well, it was IG-11 in the Mandalorian,
No, I know,
but
but
IG-88 was
but
the one in this movie.
Looking at that robot as a kid, I was like, "That's boring.
Yeah.
What can that thing do?"
Yeah, it's very spindly.
But seeing IG-11
Yeah.
in Mandalorian, so, that's
That's what he
that-
does.
and
Yeah.
He does it well. So, where are we?
So they escape. They go to Cloud City. All the while, Luke is still training with Yoda. Before they get to Cloud City, Luke has his moment in the cave.
Cave. Yeah.
That
Probably
Yoda,
the only like dud scene that like just stops the movie, screeches
don't
to
like
a
it?
halt. I can't stand that scene.
really.
It's just
It's kind of prophetic.
yeah, but like forced
if
prophetic.
you follow down the dark path, this is what's going to happen to you.
Yeah, but I don't know.
So don't. You know,
I don't know.
He's teaching him a lesson. And listen to me. Don't. What's in the cave? Only what you bring you. Your weapons. You won't need them, but he takes them anyway.
It's very
He
cool.
doesn't listen to Yoda.
He's a
And
naughty
look what
kid.
happened.
He doesn't listen. He's a bad
Exactly.
student.
You are reckless.
It's like
he
his
does.
dad.
And
It's like his dad.
yeah,
Yeah, a real prick.
Yep.
Yoda burns him every time. I don't believe it. Well, that's why you failed, jerk.
You think he's like, this kid's just like his fucking old man? He's walking away. Like, this kid, I can't fucking. I can't
fucking
get through any of
Obi-Wan.
these Skywalkers.
He just can't fucking do.
Christ, another
Yeah.
Skywalker kid, huh? All right.
Another Skywalker.
These fucking Skywalker kids, man.
Thought we got rid of them all, man.
There is another.
What? They got a sister too? Fuck. I gotta train her too.
And that's the thing too. Like, all right, so why not just fucking hunt her down?
Yeah.
If I had to choose between the two, I'd go with the strong, independent woman who's a leader
Yeah.
versus the whiny little punk from a fucking dirt farm, an air farm,
A moisture farm.
a moisture farm.
Well,
That's
that's the. But again, there is another thing. So they had planned on using her then. So did they plan on her being his sister?
Yeah.
Yeah.
While making this movie?
But that's what I mean.
Yeah.
It's like
Oh, the kiss scene is sick then.
like the whole thing should have been spun around. It should have been the Leia story, not the fucking Luke's.
Yeah.
As much as I love Mark Hamill,
Yeah.
like he is so whiny, just like his fucking father in the
Yeah.
first movies.
Yeah.
Because goddamn that kid, Hayden Christensen, and what was the kid's name? The little shit.
Jake Lloyd.
Jake Lloyd. Yeah, fucking whiny,
Yippee!
whiny
Yeah.
little shits.
I hate
Like it
sand.
runs in the family.
It sure
If you
does.
want to talk about the prolific little,
I just
thing
thought it
in
was
the
a cool
kid,
I'm
scene.
gonna,
go
I,
ahead.
I got to agree with you. That is a cool scene. I do like it. It is a weird. I will say it does slow the movie down.
Yeah.
I'll
But
agree
the
with
scene
Derek on
itself
this.
is only like 2
But
minutes
the scene
long.
itself is good. It's a very nightmarish moment, and again, adds to why this film is darker and it's got
Yeah.
more to it than your ordinary. It's not
Yeah.
just a space adventure. There's some
Yeah.
deep existential stuff in
Yeah,
this shit.
this is the movie that
Deep.
really starts diving.
Why do you give me that look? You know I'm right.
deep existential
Deep
stuff.
existential,
Well, it does. It really
existential
starts-
motherfucker.
It starts touching on the basics of the Force. You know, it
Yeah.
starts. You know, you have more than just.
Oh,
like,
the midi-chlorians.
Fuck off.
No, fuck off with the midichlorians.
Fuck you. I was watching that with Sarah last night. We were listening to Yoda explain what the Force was.
Yeah.
And he's got this talk about poetry, man. How he's talking about how the Force is everywhere, the tree and the rocks, and it's energy, not this crude, all this wonderful stuff. And the whole time I'm thinking, Lucas saw that and said, midichlorians. I was like,
Yeah.
just fucking die. I got so mad.
Yeah. Even bends. It's an energy field created by all living things. It
Yeah.
surrounds us. It penetrates us. It binds the galaxy together.
It rapes us.
I think you need to take a trip in the cave, Derek.
Maybe.
You need some self-discovery, sir.
Go get stoned.
All right.
Take a trip into the cave and meet somebody with a big pink helmet.
So
Cave of
I
Wonders.
agree. It's a very cool scene.
Like a dickhead.
Derek just stands in the cave. There's Brie Larson waiting for him. Next.
So now
Quick.
we're at Cloud City, where they land at Cloud City, and they're not greeted with a very warm welcome at first.
No.
But
Everybody's on their guard. Yeah,
That's a fake out.
yeah. And then Lando does crack
Lando.
and gives him a big hug, and
the first and only
The coolest man in the galaxy.
the only black man in the galaxy.
That's right.
yeah.
Cooler than the other side of the pillow.
As soon as he spots Leia, well, hello, what do we have here? I was like,
And Han's like, "All right, you old smoothie."
Han's got
My
nothing on
ship.
the window.
What'd you do to my ship?
Yeah. Hey, Chewbacca, you still hanging out with this loser?
Billy D. God bless him.
But
But of course, he's a jerk in this movie. He starts out as a jerk. I know he is.
He starts out as a jerk, but then he
I
pretends that
understand
he's not a
doing
jerk.
what he has to do.
And you're teased
Which
that
I like
all
to-
is not well because when C-3PO
Yeah.
walks in on
Yeah, almost immediately he
fucking
disappears.
Boba Fett jerking, I don't know.
Yeah.
No, he
He said, "Oh no, I'll go away."
Yeah.
doesn't see who it is, but the voice sounds like Walter Matthau. Who are you? Like,
Yeah.
Hey, dickhead, get out of here. This is private.
Get out of here, you nosy little pervert!
It's like a grizzled old man. Like, who is that?
It's Uncle Frank. He's taking a shower. C-3PO's in there with a talk boy trying to.
Look what you did, you little jerk. Yeah, so he gets shot, and he's dead. Not really,
Yeah,
but
no.
there's
But
a
he
big
does
cheer.
fly into pieces.
Yeah.
And that's the end of him for a little bit.
Thank God.
Thank God.
Yeah, because he was kind of whiny and
He annoys me.
Annoying.
See, he always has.
Yeah.
He always will. I am not team C-3PO.
I'm with you there.
I hate to say it.
Well, I don't think anybody is.
I don't.
I
There's
think
got to be somebody out there rooting for that.
It's
guy.
everybody's always all about R2.
R2's
Well,
the
because
cute little one.
R2 saves the day in pretty much every fucking
Yeah,
movie.
but you
doesn't
need
he?
C-3PO for R2 to be as awesome as he is.
That's true.
You really do.
Yeah.
Yeah, only because
Because the bloop
by
bloop
compar-
bloops. You need C-3PO.
It's, it's, like, it's like
Kevin
it's like a
fucking
chick
super
that has
lame.
that surrounds herself with ugly friends.
Oh, it's the Kevin Costner,
You know?
Sean Connery thing in Untouchables, right? That's what it was.
Well,
Yeah.
C-3PO
C-3PO is
R2D2
the
makes
Kevin
funny
Costner.
bloopy noises, and C-3PO responds to them, and you're like, "Oh my god, R2D2 is
It's Benjamin.
hilarious."
Yeah.
Based on his responses, this thing's hilarious. I don't know what he's saying, but he's hilarious.
A sassy little robot.
Based on the-
he's a fucking joke.
Right?
Yeah,
Because
this guy.
like C-3PO is so stiff, you're just like literally and figuratively, you're just like, oh, this robot's the best. R2-D2's amazing.
Yeah, that's true, and because you can tell that he's constantly giving C-3PO shit.
Yeah, I'll bet,
even
he's,
like-
I'll bet he's great to party with.
Because even like Luke's not that fun, but when
No.
he's talking to R2, you're like, oh, R2's hilarious.
Yeah.
You know, based on Luke's response.
Oh, I know, dude. On
'Cause Luke is a fucking
Dagobah,
stiff,
when
too.
he's out of the swamp, and then he spits the swamp out of his
The top of his dome.
Yeah.
dome. He just looks over at him like, "See what I did?" I don't know why it'd sound like that.
I don't know.
Look what I did. Well, he has the right to be a little upset, though. A lot of shit happens to this droid. He's zapped by Jawas. He's almost eaten by whale things. He's during the X-wing fight in A New Hope. He's
getting
freaking
his
shot
head
in the head.
He gets shut off for like 40 years.
Yo, that's later, yeah.
Yeah, the hell happens to him? Doesn't something happen to him in Jabba's palace and Jedi too?
No,
as
and
well?
he puts his hand in the electrical socket instead of the computer terminal, and he gets all zapped. Remember?
Oh, right, yeah.
All his bits open up.
Yep. All his bits and parts.
All his bits open. That is a fun part. He's the best.
He is. 3PO though.
3PO helps him be the best.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what.
Curse my metal body. I wasn't fast enough.
It's all my fault.
Listen to them screaming, R2. They're dying.
That's good. That's very good.
So Cloud City, we're all cozy with Lando right
Yeah,
now.
Lando
Everything's
agrees to
looking
fix the
good.
Falcon for Han.
Uh-huh.
3PO. He's hitting on Leia.
3PO's gone missing. Han does not give a fuck.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. But it's Leia that brings it to his attention.
Yeah.
Nobody's seen or heard anything about 3PO.
And what's the problem?
Yeah. And he's like, so you look really good.
Yeah. No one's in this room right now.
Yeah.
No Wookiees, no droids. Come on, huh? Let's. Some of my hyperdrive's working. Let's go. And
He
they
took
never,
the blue pill.
but they never, they never got it on in the Star Wars.
No, they never got it on the Star Wars. Han never had no sex with no Leia in the Star Wars.
Oh, Craig Robinson.
Why weren't you in this movie?
Because he's doing Pizza Hut commercials now.
I know.
And I get sad
how-
every time I see it. I mean, I'm sure he's making good money doing it, but he's better than that.
He is better than that.
He's better than Pizza Hut.
Anyway, you know what else is better than Pizza Hut commercials? This movie. Let's get on with it.
Okay.
So, what happens? Oh, so Lando comes in.
Yeah.
And that's when he decides
looking
to.
beautiful,
Yeah. So he starts schmoozing on Leia.
Yeah.
I swear he
You
smells
like my
his-
cape?
Is this when Chewie finds 3PO
Yeah.
and brings in the parts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Han comes in and says, "Oh, you having trouble with your droid?"
No,
He's like in
Lando
pieces.
comes in, yeah.
Yeah, no problem. Why?
Come have some dinner.
Yeah, exactly.
Vader set up a whole table with plates and
Yeah,
napkins.
Yeah,
and glass.
he laid out a spread.
He went all out. He's cooking some great food.
And he's like, and he tells them, I made a deal.
Yeah, because Han's asking
that's
me,
going to
he says-
keep us safe from
Yeah,
the.
because he's like, so how is it that you're doing all this? He says, aren't you worried about the Empire coming in and shutting you down? He says, no, I just made a deal that it's going to keep the Empire out of here forever.
Forever.
And what's behind door number 3?
Yeah, and then he opens up the door and
It's
there's Vader and Boba Fett.
No, Boba Fett's not there yet. It's
No, Boba
just
Fett is
Vader.
behind
Yeah,
him.
he's
and
behind him.
He's
Not
behind
yet.
Vader.
No. When they first go into that room, it is just Vader sitting at the seat, ready to have dinner with them.
Where the fuck did Boba?
But no,
Where was he
I'm
hiding?
going to tell you what
He's
happens.
crouching down behind him.
He's under the table.
Han immediately shoots
Polishing his
at him.
helmet.
Han immediately shoots at him. He does his hand thing like, yeah, that's
Yeah.
not going to work. And then he says,
he
we'd be
kneels him.
honored if you join us.
Yeah.
And then Boba Fett comes out
Yeah.
of the corner.
Yeah.
Surprise!
I'm here too. And then the stormtroopers
Yeah.
appear behind him. And,
Yep.
hi, we're ready to
We're all
miss.
here. It's a party.
Yeah.
And if they had
Yeah.
just sat down,
Yeah.
I wonder if they would actually have gotten fed. Otherwise, they spent a lot of time
the-
preparing this really fancy dinner table.
Yeah. The awkward dinner where Han meets his girlfriend's father for the first time.
Oh, I know, right? Dad, this is my new boyfriend. Sit down. Not there, Han. That's my chair.
We're going to go fly to Dagobah. Not in that outfit, you're not.
You're a Skywalker, not a whore. No, but there is no dinner. I don't know what they. I'm curious as to if they were like, "Oh, cool," and they just sat
What
down.
was on the menu?
Would Vader be like, "Oh, I didn't expect
Oh,
this."
Chilean sea bass, I believe.
No expense.
We don't have any food. Any vending machines on Cloud City? We got pig snacks or something? No? All right.
Pig snacks.
I'm just gonna kill you.
If it was Star Trek, they'd have lumps of colored Joe, or Play-Doh, or whatever the fuck that was on the plates.
Or the dinner scene at Hook. Remember that? It's all Play-Doh food. Yeah.
Yep.
I had nothing. I really thought you were gonna fire first.
You thought that looked like Play-Doh?
I always thought
it
looked
looked
like
like frosting. I thought it looked wonderful. Like it was just pure frosting.
I thought Tauntaun innards look good, so
That's true.
I'm not going to judge you.
Give it to Mark.
Have you eaten tonight?
Give it to Mark. He'll eat anything.
I did. That's the scary thing. I did. It just looks like pastine. It's just delicious little rice pastas, and they look good. I've eaten ramen noodles. Not that different. You ever take a fork full of ramen noodles and pull them up? They look like entrails.
There you go.
Anyway,
I'm
enjoy,
hungry.
college kids.
Yeah. So after the dinner, they
after the dinner.
Well,
after
the dinner scene.
After they have the dinner, and everybody's cleaning their plates.
Yeah. They start torturing Han. They've got Chewie in this cage where they're just blaring this loud music that's bugging the
Britney
shit out
Spears.
of them. Yeah. They're playing Mariah Carey.
like big butts.
Mariah
Not
Carey's
again.
Christmas music.
Oh, it's June. It's too early.
I'm all about the bass. Fuck no. Yeah.
So
he's-
essentially, they tuned the radio to Kiss 108.
Yeah. So anyway, they're torturing Han, and they're torturing Chewie, and what are they doing with Leia? Do they show? I'm racking my brain right now. No,
Leia's just hanging there.
Yeah,
she is. She's just in the cell, right?
Yeah.
Because we don't see Leia until they bring
Yeah.
Han and Chewie in.
Yep.
And he says they didn't even ask me any questions.
Yeah.
You know, and I think they're just torturing him to get like an emotional response so that Luke can feel it, in the Force.
Right, which he does as he's trying to lift the ship out of the swamp.
Yeah, he's distracted.
He can't do it.
What's he doing?
He's
trying?
lifting the ship.
No, you said trying.
He's trying to.
There is no
No,
try.
do or do not.
or do not.
Well,
There
with
is
him,
no try.
he tried and he failed because he
Yeah.
was too busy
Yeah, then
thinking of
Yoda
his
showed him
friends.
how shit
Yeah.
gets
Yoda's like,
done.
watch this shit. Oh, look at that. Look, not even breaking a sweat. Look.
This is different than rocks.
Look at me, judge me by my size, do you?
Size matters not, Sarah. Yeah, so, well, jumping over to that, Luke's all disturbed now. He's like, I gotta go help my friends. And they're
Yeah.
like, no, don't do that.
Yeah.
Stay here.
No,
Yeah.
stay here.
Stay
Continue
here.
your
Yeah.
training. You're not ready.
Yeah.
Come on, we
Don't
ordered
face Vader.
We ordered
Yeah,
pizza. It'll be fun.
Even Ben's ghost shows back up.
Oh, yeah,
And says,
conveniently.
yeah. Don't give in to hate.
Don't go. I'm going. Oh, fuck it. Whatever.
Yeah. So
I'm too old for this shit, Yoda.
Luke does take off to go help Han and Leia, and Ben is still there with Yoda, and Ben says, "That boy is our lost hope," and then Yoda says, "No, there's another." And back in 1980, I was like, "Who? Who's he talking about? Another?"
Did Vader know this?
Exactly. Vader didn't even know that Luke was. his
What? What
son
do you mean there's another one? Who?
Until the Emperor told him.
Oh, we got to talk about the Emperor scene real quick.
Yeah.
Going back, we do have the debut of Emperor Palpatine.
Yeah.
Palpatine.
Palpatine.
Who has been redone in this.
That's
version.
right.
Yes.
In the original movie, the Emperor was played. It was a hologram, just a close up
Yeah.
of the face, but it was actually played by a woman who was Rick Baker's wife.
Really?
Really.
Wow.
But they superimposed chimpanzee eyes over her face.
That's remarkable.
Yep.
Why would you change that? That's great.
Yeah.
I know why you would, but I mean,
Because
like, why would
chimpanzees
you?
are really expensive.
And it wasn't, obviously it was a male voice, but it wasn't Ian McDermott doing the voice.
Yeah, you didn't have this part. No, it was more of just there's a new enemy.
But McDermott
Yeah.
was in Jedi, right?
He showed up in Jedi.
Yeah.
That was the first time we had
and they
him.
reused him when they reshot it.
Yeah.
Changed all the dialogue
Yes.
around so it would match
Yes.
everything
Yeah.
to come after or before, whatever the fuck you want to.
Yes.
Yeah. That's all right. That's an alright
Yeah.
change. That did not bother me as
Yeah.
much. I will say that. That was one change where I was
Chimpanzee
kind of,
eyes. Wow, I never noticed that before.
well,
Yep.
until you bring that up, then I'm
Yeah.
Rick Baker was slumming it, huh?
Whoops. Oh, I shut this off.
Oh,
But yeah,
no,
so
no
he's-
wonder he likes playing a monkey in a lot of things.
Maybe they got a monkey fetish.
They
just
probably
dress
do.
up as monkeys and reenact the vivid
It
version
started
of
out
Planet of the
slow. It
Apes.
was they just like to throw shit at each other.
No,
after a
that's
while,
where it
it was-
escalated too.
Scheiße.
They start out, they just like watching Planet of the Apes together. And then
Baker, if you were in a German Shazzy video, you'd tell us, right?
So he's conferring via satellite with
Yeah.
Well,
He tells them-
this is just we got to wrap this up because we've been going on a lot of tangents tonight.
We have a lot to talk about.
So long story short is Vader was told that Luke exists, and now he's obsessed with finding him.
Yeah.
He knows that Luke is on his way, and he's setting a trap for him.
Yeah.
He wants to use Han to test the trap. He wants to freeze him in carbonite.
Yep.
And he tells them that this might not work. Lando's the one that says it. He might not work. He says, "Well, we're going to test it on Captain Solo."
Boba's
And
like,
so they-
wait, hold on now.
Yeah,
I got to answer to a giant slug if this thing's coming back dead.
Yeah, yeah.
But don't worry, I got you, Vader.
Yeah.
I got you. Or Boba. I got
Boba.
Vader said whatever.
So they do put Han in the carbon freezing chamber. They,
Does the
they
goofy
freeze
pose
him. Yeah,
and-
does
yeah.
the goofy pose like Derek was saying.
Jazz hands.
This is Trevor.
And Boba Fett takes him away.
Yeah,
in-
the
in-
only
in his
person
ship.
to get anything from this movie. He's the only one who gets what he wants.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, Vader doesn't get Luke at the end.
yeah.
Han and Leia don't get it on or
No.
find each other. Lando
Loses his.
got his ship back. Kind
He
of.
did, but he lost the city.
He lost his city.
Yeah.
Luke lost his hand.
Mm-hmm.
And
Leia lost her virginity.
3PO lost a leg.
Oh, that's a brother and sister lay.
3PO loses a leg.
Yeah, and Boba Fett's like, "See you later, suckers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm out."
Well, and then they start flying away,
Yeah.
but then they turn around because
Oh,
he calls out. He uses the Force to call to Leia.
Yeah.
he was.
After the, and this is after the.
There was a whole big
The
battle,
scene.
by the way. There was a whole big battle
Yeah.
between Luke and Vader after Han is.
All right, I know we got to wrap this up.
Yeah,
but I do
yeah.
want to talk about that because I had mentioned this before. Rewatching this lightsaber scene, a lot of the things I've heard from people who watch the new movies and the old ones,
What he says
many of them say,
impressive.
"Look at all the maneuvers that they can do with lightsabers in the new movie."
Yeah.
It is kind of hard to go back and watch the old lightsaber fights
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
how wooden they are.
Yeah.
But I don't agree with that with this movie because it's not so much the fighting that they do, but how they set up each fight.
Yeah.
Vader has never looked more menacing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Luke has ever looked more tough, quite
Yeah.
frankly.
Yeah.
The way they light it,
Yeah.
the way the scenery is, the setting, everything about this movie is a real grandiose and
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
epic battle.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't have a lot of like spins and turns or anything.
No.
But I think it is by far one of the most compelling
Well, and it's controlled
lightsaber
because
scenes.
this is the only lightsaber battle probably in the whole series where he's not trying to kill him.
Yeah.
He wants to turn him
Yeah.
to the dark
Yeah.
side.
It's more
Yeah.
of him taunting him.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
he does not want to kill him.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
with controlled. He's-
Right.
he's,
Right.
No, you're right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But
But
I,
it is-
I thought you. I thought you were going to say the part like during the fight scene where Luke jumps up into the machinery up above, and Vader is down
That is
below.
true. There, yeah,
And I thought you were going to talk about like that.
There.
Yeah, but I thought you were going to talk about that thing that people were talking about on the internet now, where like Vader says, "Oh, impressive! Obi-Wan has taught you well," and they said, "Yeah, because now
Because
Luke
he
has the high ground."
I wasn't, but good point. Good
Yeah.
point bringing that in there. No, I just think it's a great scene.
Yeah, it's a great fight,
scene.
and it extends out into the center shaft of
Yeah.
the Cloud City,
Yep.
the air shaft.
Yeah.
And Luke loses his hand. He
Yeah.
loses his lightsaber. It's revealed that Darth Vader is his father.
Yep.
And Luke.
That's not true.
Yeah,
That's impossible.
Search your feelings. You know this to be true.
And he searches, he's like, "Oh no, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh, God,
And
I'm
he-
gonna look like you one day."
Yeah. Yep. And he
then he-
in
so he
desperation, he jumps to his death,
and then ends up on an upside down antenna.
the very bottom of the city.
Yep.
You know, we take that scene for granted now because we know it, but being an audience member and seeing that whole
For the
scene,
first time,
for
yeah.
the-
Oh,
I
yeah.
wonder what that was like.
Yeah.
That must have been a really, because you didn't have those types of twists.
Like a
in
giant
movies back
audible
then.
gasp
Yeah.
throughout the
Well,
whole.
and here's the thing.
Holy shit! Why was he trying to blow him up in A New Hope then?
Yeah. Well, he didn't know.
He didn't. So Vader didn't know then either.
Vader didn't know that Luke was his son back in New Hope.
He did not.
No, he didn't find out until this movie.
Okay, but
or just before this movie.
oh yeah. So he had. So who?
Because he didn't know his name was Skywalker.
Yeah.
So who delivers Luke and Leia to? Or
That's
Luke to-
Obi-Wan.
It's Obi-Wan who does that.
Obi-Wan.
I know it's
Yeah.
not. Okay. All right.
Well, Jimmy Smits takes Leia back to his planet.
Smith.
Bail
Yeah,
Organa.
and he's Bail Organa.
I know his
See, look at that. And Obi-Wan brings Luke back to Tatooine.
Okay. All right.
and
Cool.
gives it
Yeah.
to
All right.
Owen
Yeah.
and
Baru.
So wrapping up.
Yeah. I did just have a thought though,
Oh, all
because
right,
we were just talking about the whole Vader reveal
Yeah.
as Luke's father. And this is why, and people like talk about like what order should we watch the movies in? You should always watch them in the order they were released.
Yeah.
Because if you go 1 through 3 and you find out in the first trilogy that Vader is Luke's kid,
Yeah.
then this reveal means absolutely nothing.
Yep.
It has no emotional resonance. It has no impact whatsoever.
Absolutely.
And that's why you need to watch 4, 5, and 6, and then 1, 2, 3, and then the sequels.
Agreed.
Or just watch.
Or just watch 4, 5,
5, and 6.
Because that's what I do.
That's all I do too. And Rogue One. I do occasionally watch
Rogue One's
Solo.
good.
I like
Solo was
Solo's good. Solo's good.
And the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
I like Solo.
Yep.
The Bad Batch.
Yeah. So like Mark was saying, we're gonna fast forward because well, like Mark was saying that Luke reaches out to Leia using the Force. Leia senses Luke while she's on the Falcon, and they're trying to escape Cloud City, but they're being pursued by TIE fighters and all this stuff, and they realize that Luke is suspended underneath the city. So she tells Lando, who's piloting the Falcon, that now they have to go back and get him.
turn
He's like,
back.
Are you
Yeah.
nuts? And she's like, just do it. So Chewie is on her side, and he's like, yeah, we're going back. So they go back and they rescue Luke. They get him back on the Falcon, and they take off. And this is pretty much the end of the movie where Luke gets his new robot hand.
Yep.
He's healing again. Yeah, and now he's got the robot hand, just like
Yep.
his dad. He's becoming machine like his dad is. And those themes are
how
being
it
set up
ends.
for the next movie.
Yep.
And even just the way that it ends, it's like
Yeah.
it's so epic.
It is. Yep.
Like,
Do they
pacing-
rescue Han or?
Will they?
Yeah.
Tune in next
Tune
time.
in.
Yeah.
Same dark
Because
time.
it could have gone either way because even back then, Harrison Ford wanted out. He
Yeah.
wanted his character to die.
he's such, as much as I love him, he's such a bitch.
grump. Yeah.
He's a grumpy little bitch.
Yeah.
He was. He's not so much anymore, though. Now he plays it as kind of a parody. Like, if you watch
Yeah.
him on talk shows now, he's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Like, he pretends to be a grump, but he's having a ball.
Well,
doing it.
I think like it helps that he's made some movies with some funny people that have kind
Yeah.
of rubbed off on him.
that could have
So
that could have been
not rubbed him off.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Rubbed off on him.
Yeah.
Like
So we're all in agreement. This is a good movie.
Absolutely.
Closing thoughts.
Best of the series
Okay.
out of all of them.
yeah, same.
Tito, give us your opinion on this movie, and you can say more than 2 words because you've been helping us out.
No worries. Best scene when Chewbacca strangles Lando. I love that scene.
Nice.
It's
Yep.
hilarious because he's like badass the whole movie up until that point when like, Chewbacca pulls his card.
Yeah.
It's the best of the series. That surprises me that you don't like Boba Fett.
Yeah.
I hate Boba Fett.
Yeah.
But I'm not a huge Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
And I grew up loving the idea of Boba Fett.
Yeah.
He was one of the few Star Wars action figures that I played with into like
the
action
idea,
figures
you're
getting
right.
better.
The idea of Boba Fett, a cool bounty hunter, is a
great.
cool idea.
It's great.
But on film, I think he was executed terribly. I don't think he did anything. He just stood around in the background.
No, and he loses to a blind guy.
And
He loses to a
they
blind
lose-
guy.
Thankfully, they're retconning.
He goes out like a total chump.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Thankfully, they're retconning a little bit. They're they're
little
Yeah,
bit.
it's like
Yeah.
the more I knew, the less I was like, oh, I don't
Yeah.
want to know anything about this
Yeah.
guy. I don't want him to speak.
Yeah.
It's
you
Boba
see,
Fett
that's
is
what
like
Joe
Deadpool
Johnston
to
is
me.
saying now?
I loved Deadpool.
Yeah.
And he was just kind of a badass.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then he got kind of funny, and I was like, oh, that's all right. And now
Yeah.
then he became this over the top thing, and I was like, oh no, I like mysterious Deadpool, badass
Yeah,
Deadpool.
yeah.
I like badass Boba Fett. even though he loses to fucking blind Han Solo. Great film. It's the best of them.
It is. It
It's
is.
the only one that I will go back or want to watch.
Yeah.
It's that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. But to touch on what you were just saying too, have you seen what Joe Johnston is saying about the Boba Fett? Like now that the Book of Boba Fett is happening, Joe Johnston, the director of The Rocketeer and Captain America,
Jurassic Park 3.
the first Avengers,
Jurassic Park 3.
Jurassic Park 3. He started off as a production designer for Lucas.
Yep.
And he had a big hand in designing Boba Fett, like the look of Boba Fett.
Yeah.
And now he's saying like, oh, he's more mysterious. He should never take his helmet off. He should never take his helmet off. You should never know who's under that
Well, that's
armor.
the fucking Mandalorian.
It is the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
But they changed that to be like, okay, he's got a code.
Yeah.
You know, that's why he doesn't do it. But then you find out that not all Mandalorians subscribe to that.
Yeah.
That they're the fanatics.
Well, because sometimes they're like, I'm too good looking. I don't want to hide this under a.
Yeah.
I got to show off.
Yeah.
I got to show the good. How am I supposed to get lucky in just a helmet?
Yeah, but that goes back to the whole
Just
Marvel
bang another
thing too.
Mandalorian.
I mean, you got every Marvel character taking
Helmets
their
on.
armor off, and they're taking their masks off.
Yeah,
and
they're
it's
never
like-
in their costumes.
They never
enough.
are.
Yeah.
Even Spider-Man takes his hood off every 5
Yeah.
minutes. You know, it's
And,
like
and even on a lot of the promotional posters, they've all got their helmets off.
yeah.
And it's like, no. That's,
Yeah.
See, but I always looked at that as like, oh, well, because we have to show the actor's face.
Well, that's
Like,
exactly it. And this probably
can't
was
act
bleeding
behind it.
into Boba Fett now
But-
that you got
Yeah,
Tamora
but you know
Morrison.
what?
I still think it's crap.
But
though.
I disagree because the Mandalorian, he takes his helmet off once.
Yeah.
At the end.
And it's very emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought when I first started watching the show, I'm like, how is this going to work? 'Cause,
Yeah.
I mean, I know the actor that's
Yeah,
on it.
exactly. Pedro
But it's like-
Pascal's a pretty good looking
like,
guy.
you almost wonder, like, okay, so how do we know that it's really him? Under
It's
there?
not. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But like, it works.
Yeah.
I think the acting, the voice,
Yeah.
like it works keeping the helmet on. I don't want to see Pedro Pascal's face.
Yeah.
I mean, not that he's not an attractive, wonderful looking man.
Yeah.
He's talented and I like his facial features. I understand the,
Yeah,
seeing
the
it.
argument.
But
well, he's no Rob Lowe, but he's all right.
Rob Lowe isn't even Rob Lowe anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I would rather see it. Like, I think it's more challenging to pass off a good acting, role in a mask than
Yeah.
it is without. So
Absolutely.
it's a cop out when they take the masks
Yeah.
off.
We
Like,
were
leave the
talking
fucking
about
things
this at
on.
work today. Case in point is V for Vendetta. Hugo Weaving does not take
Yeah.
that mask off of the entire movie. And when he does, he's not facing the camera.
Yep.
You do not see his face in the entire movie.
And
And he
it-
does so much emoting
And
with
he-
just
yeah.
the way he talks.
So it's like it's all
Just
about the
his
actor. Get a
inflection.
good actor, and I mean, and
His body
that's, like,
language.
that's why with Spider-Man, I don't think he needs to take the mask off every
No,
5 minutes
no,
because Tom
agreed.
Holland's a good actor.
Yeah.
Carl Urban in Dread, another example.
Yeah.
That helmet
Yeah.
doesn't come
Yes.
Yeah,
off.
the whole
You're
time.
right.
Yeah.
You're
Yep.
right. I got to bring that up.
That's in line
yeah.
with the character too, right?
Yeah.
Because he never.
Yeah.
So,
There's
so
no
Hollywood, if you're
ego
listening,
there.
Yeah.
keep
Keep
these
your
fucking
masks
guys
on.
in. Yeah,
Yeah,
keep
yeah.
your masks on. Just,
You're paying
come
them
on,
enough.
it's COVID. Let's go. Keep the masks on.
Celebrities are making a shitload of money. We don't need to see their faces every 5 seconds. Keep your helmet on.
It's one of those weird things, is like, because Disney's got all the power. Disney's going to decide if they want to cancel the show or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do you have, like, that was in the first season he takes his
Yeah.
helmet off. It's
Yeah.
like, he does it for the robot, which is fine.
Yeah.
The droid. But still, like, wait till season 3 when shows turn to shit
Yeah.
to take your helmet.
Yeah.
And show me this fucking matted
Yeah, I
fucking
know.
crow's nest
Bloody. Yeah.
on your face.
Yeah.
Just like hair stuck to the side of your head.
Yeah.
I haven't shaved or brushed my teeth in
Yeah, just, like,
13 years.
just wrapped up.
He's got 3 teeth.
He's got,
Maybe he does,
the
right?
British Book of Smiles. Hello.
Yeah.
Sticks it under the helmet and just goes back and forth with it.
No, I mean, in
He's got a
Empire.
smile like a vandalized
I
cemetery.
want to see like on Family Guy when Darth Vader's in the shower and he's got
yeah.
his helmet on. He's got a normal body, but
Yeah,
he's still wearing the
still
helmet.
Well, that hot water's gotta hurt, man. All those open wounds and shit on his head. I liked Boba Fett in Empire because I didn't know a
Yeah.
damn thing about him.
Yeah.
But I do agree with Tito. There's too much known about him now, and when the helmet comes off, Book of Boba Fett, it was a good first episode.
Yeah.
It didn't grab me the way Mandalorian did, honestly.
I want to watch. So I have seen the first episode.
Yeah.
I want to like it, but man, that shitty little kid turned into Boba Fett.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
And the fact that
the
the
kid
first
sucked.
the
No,
first
thank you.
episode opens up with a reminder of Attack of the Clones
Yeah.
didn't win
Yeah.
me over.
Let's just face it. George Lucas did not have a good track record with kids in the prequel series.
Yeah.
You know,
No,
with
he doesn't
Jake
have a
Lloyd
good
as
track
Anakin,
record with a lot of
and
things.
now this kid as
Yeah.
as Boba.
But I do like you know, obviously it's not great to go back to Attack of the Clones.
Yeah.
It never is.
But I like the way that they're doing this story where he is like every time he goes in that pod to kind of recharge.
Yeah. The
he
back
ha-
the back to
the
tank.
backstory comes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I like that. I
Yeah.
like how
Yeah.
they're managing to tell.
Yeah, I'm having
two
the
different
dreams again.
timelines. Yeah.
The Sarlacc pit was pretty cool
Yeah.
when he was in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
how
fucking
they opened it
explaining
up.
like how he got out. Like that's great.
Yeah.
I
it
love
was
that.
it was good, but like I said, I do want what they did with the
Hmm.
Sand People was really cool.
Check
I'll
out
check
chapter 2.
No, I do want to see it, but
Chapter 2 is really good.
yeah.
And I'm not going to spoil too much, but it's got a nice train heist.
But
in it.
I want to see more of Boba
Yeah,
Fett
and
with.
I'm a sucker for a good train heist.
That's right.
Oh jeez. But I want to see more helmet on. I don't want to see the guy's face so much.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just don't,
I
have
see.
no,
I don't know. I guess
don't
I guess I
At this
disagree.
point, I guess it doesn't
when it comes
matter,
to the
but-
when it comes to Boba like this,
Yeah.
I don't care if he has
Mm.
his mask off
Mm-hmm.
because I think what they've been able to do with him successfully in my eyes
Yeah.
is turn that character who wasn't such a badass, like you want him to be a badass,
Mm.
but he really wasn't. And even with Attack of the Clones, like the backstory about him being a kid and the
Yeah.
father, and at least like now, especially thanks to the Mandalorian and thanks to the way that they featured him in the Mandalorian, like he's old, he's weathered, he's still a badass.
Yeah,
Like,
he's
Yeah.
broken.
and they're know the way that he in
I don't
the
know, but
first
that
episode
but
when he
that
hops up on
opening,
the
yeah.
thing and chokes it out with the chain, like that was cool.
But I liked when he was sitting on the throne and it was a Godfather moment when every
Oh, yeah.
alien was
that
coming
was
with
cool.
him. I thought that was
cool.
great.
Yeah.
And I thought somebody was falling in that pit.
Yeah.
I thought that
Yeah.
tentacle mayor's associate jerk.
Well, yeah, but
the
Luke-
Major Domo.
Yeah.
But Luke
Yeah.
killed the.
Apologies.
Didn't Luke kill the?
Yeah, with the
Well, he
chicken
killed the
bone.
Rancor.
The
but
Rancor?
I'm sure there's another one out
chicken
there.
bone.
What about that thing that attacked them in the sand? I mean, you could throw that thing in the pit. It would do some damage.
Throw it in the pit.
Yeah, but
Throw it in the pit.
but he killed that too, Mark.
Well, not now, but there's probably others.
They're all
I don't
dead.
think that's the only one.
Yeah.
Well, it's weird. It's like because like
The show should just be about it. It should all be one quest on getting a new monster for the Sarlacc pit.
That'd be funny.
That actually
The
would be
Rancor
kind of
pit.
cool. I would watch that.
Mando shows you how awesome Boba Fett could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
It's like, oh, that's what you can do with all that stuff. That's
That's-
awesome.
that's what I
Why was
thought-
Boba so shitty at it?
Yeah, exactly.
Like-
that was my thought when the Mandalorian first started. I'm like, this is what Boba Fett should have been.
I remember you saying
Yep,
that.
this is what Boba Fett should have been
Like
like.
you could do all that stuff. Your armor is like indestructible. This
Yeah.
is amazing.
Yeah,
But that's
who
the thing
knew?
is, I think they're fixing the mistake that they know they made with the actual character of Boba Fett.
Yeah, and then I had real mixed feelings when they actually brought Boba Fett back. Remember?
Yeah.
At the end of the Mandalorian, I'm like,
Yes.
oh God, no! Don't turn this into the fucking Boba Fett show now.
You had a problem with that too.
That's
though.
exactly
Yeah, it
what
was-
they're doing.
yeah,
And they, well,
I had a
then
lot
they
of
gave him his
problems
own
with the end
show.
of
Spun it off.
Right.
that season, the last season,
The
was like,
yeah.
bring one, like, whatever. I could, like, what's the, Ahsoka?
Yeah.
Like, if you want to bring her in, or Boba Fett, or Luke, not all, that season was like, oh, it's over? That's the end of the show then?
No,
Like, you did, that's how it felt to me.
It
like,
did. It did
you're
have
not sure
closure.
if you have something.
yeah, but
Yeah,
there's
especially
you
because
have
now he
all
doesn't
these-
have Baby Yoda, and then
All these
awesome,
Baby Yoda
like-
was the big draw for
a lot of people.
non-Star Wars fans.
Yeah.
Ahsoka is plenty
Yeah.
for fans to be
Yeah.
like, oh, this is awesome.
Yeah, I think
She's
they're
in
giving her
the
own
show.
show. Are they not?
They should. Hey,
Relax.
to be honest, I recognized her. I know what she's from, but I never watched those shows.
Yeah,
I
she's
still
from the
haven't
Clone
gotten
Wars
around-
Yeah, I
cartoon.
reckon it.
I
And
still
I
haven't
never
gotten around
really
to
watched
watching
her.
them.
Yeah, I never really watched it either.
And I hear they're fantastic. I know
Yeah.
plenty of people who are huge Star Wars fans who
Yeah.
have watched everything within canon.
Paul that I work with, he's been watching it
Yeah.
because he's like he every day he walks on his treadmill.
Yeah.
And he's like I'm trying to find shows that are like about a half an hour long
Yeah.
that I can
Yeah.
easily watch on the treadmill and then I'm done.
Yep.
And so he started watching the Clone Wars and at first he was like, it's really kiddie.
Yeah.
He says it's really for kids at the beginning, but he says Ahsoka like grows from this whiny little kid, this whiny annoying Padawan to being a fucking badass by the final season.
Yeah, I remember Dan telling us about it or telling me about it and saying you can start like I don't know, like somewhere in season 3 or season 4
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
skip it the first couple of seasons or even just maybe the first. But
Yeah.
he says it gets a lot better.
Yeah, I've tried to get into the series about 4 times, and I think I've watched like the same 4 episodes 4 times.
I've done the same only
Yeah.
like twice.
Yeah.
I like because the opening is with the clone the droids and
It is, but you know what I don't
Yoda,
like
right?
too is the opening of those is like the voiceover. It's like it sounds like newsreels from the 30s. You know, war has broken out. The rebels are attacking.
the droids march on.
That's exactly it.
Brought to you by Kellogg's Pep. I want a series on Bill Burr's character. Quite frankly, that's what I want
Yeah.
to see.
I'm sure he'll
one
be
of my favorite
back.
episodes.
I thought
where
that
it's-
was going to happen when I
That
heard
was fucking fantastic.
when they talked
brought
when they
him
started
back-
talking
oh,
about the
man.
Bad Batch.
Yeah.
I thought the Bad Batch was going to be a show about that group of the robbers.
He could do it.
Yeah.
He could do it.
No,
If
well, and now it's too late because
It
now
doesn't
they've done
matter.
this
He
other
could do
Bad
another-
Batch and it's
Yeah,
Yeah,
animated.
but no, the Bad Batch is
There's more than
No,
one
I mean,
bad
like, I know
Batch
what it
They
out
could
there.
call it. So they could definitely call it something else.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's done with F is for Family. It's done. So
Oh, yeah?
he's got time.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All
That's
right,
what I
then.
want to see.
All right. So,
cool.
what are you guys' thoughts on Boba Fett then so far? I mean, you've all seen only the first
I
chapter.
think it's good. It's enough to keep me
Second
watching.
episode dropped today.
Okay.
I guess I'm the only one who's seen
Yeah.
it. I like it.
Okay.
It's a little bit more centric on the past. It's more with him and the Tusken Raiders, but it's fucking cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is really cool.
Stay tuned for
I like
our
it.
thoughts
I
on
like
next
the actor.
episode.
Yeah.
I like Ming Na Wen.
Yeah,
I do like
yeah.
her.
I'm,
She's in.
She's awesome.
I'm curious. Like you guys know that I was never a huge fan of Boba Fett, but I got to admit this is growing on me.
Yeah,
Right,
that's how I know
there
it's
you go.
good because
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I've turned
Yeah.
right. You were the hardest one, I think, to turn.
Yeah.
When it
I
comes to
couldn't
things that
stand
you
him. Like
don't like.
even rewatching Empire like today and yesterday.
The Force was strong with you.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this douchebag.
So look at, I mean, look
He's
how
wearing
much
cargo pants.
Look how much Brian has grown in the year
He has
2021.
4 years. He's come a long way.
He likes
We're
Boba Fett.
gonna make him a Snyder
he likes
fan.
the
Yeah.
Justice.
I've seen the Justice League twice.
That's right.
So, speaking of Snyder indirectly, because it's on my, I wanted to close this off being the first episode of the new year with like a best and worst of 2021. A
Yeah.
quick little,
Yeah.
top 3 because we all have them. Like top 3 best movies or TV shows of 2021, and the top most disappointing or whatever. So, do we want to close out with that?
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
cool. Brian, you want to start us off?
Yeah, hold on a second. Let me just
Okay.
find my list, buddy.
I should find mine too. I'm over here.
All right, so I kind of like stuck mostly to TV.
Okay.
Didn't really go to the movies a lot this past year. Did watch some on TV, but I'm sticking mostly to TV stuff. So as far as TV series go, for my best, I've got Squid Game, Only Murders in the Building, Cobra Kai season 4, which I
so
watched.
good. I just shotgun that.
Dude, I
it.
binged it in 2
I haven't.
days.
I gotta
I'm
see it.
done with it.
I don't know how they do. Like, I mean, each season has been nonstop. Like,
Yeah.
I can't stop watching.
yeah.
And
Yep.
They got
they're
enough.
in
They
4
got enough for
seasons now.
6 seasons.
Yeah.
6 seasons.
well, they already filmed the 5th.
Yep.
And then the 6th one, they're definitely making the 6th. So
Nice.
we'll have the 5th one before the end of the
Nice.
year. And
Yeah, I think that have you seen it? Have
the
you seen
four-
season
yeah,
4?
yeah.
All of it?
Yep.
I thought it was the best season since season 1.
Wow.
I really
yeah.
did. I thought it was awesome.
Terry Silver.
He's Terry Silver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah.
Thomas Ian Griffin's.
I'm going on because I've got quite a list here.
oh, you did more than 3. Look
I
at you,
did.
you
I
rebel.
did.
Brian doesn't fall.
All right,
for them.
Mayor of Easttown. I thought it was an excellent TV series. That's
haven't seen that.
yeah.
Is that the one with Jeremy Renner?
No, no. That's no. You're thinking of Mayor. This is Mare. What's her name from Titanic? Mare.
Oh, Kate Winslet.
Kate
Yeah,
Winslet.
it's Kate
Oh
Winslet.
yeah. Oh, Kate Winslet. You were right. It was a good series. Murder mystery in Pennsylvania. Check it out.
I heard it was also, yeah, I've heard nothing but
Midnight
good things
Mass.
about
WandaVision. Ted Lasso.
Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. Falcon and the Winter Soldier. The Expanse season 6 is wrapping up, but it started in 2001. The Beatles. Let It Be. I've watched it
Yes.
about 4 times.
Yeah.
All 8-9 hours of it, whatever it is. Wellington Paranormal, Hawkeye, and Ghosts, the UK version. As far as disappointing TV, I put down nothing that I really hated, but Lock and Key season 2 I couldn't get into. I liked season 1.
Yeah.
Try watching this La Brea with my wife on NBC. I'm not into that. Jupiter's Legacy was a superhero show with yeah, exactly.
That's on my list.
I was disappointed with that.
Shit. It's shit. That's it. That's shit. It's fucking awful.
Yeah, the Lost Symbol. It's a Dan Brown series. It's on Peacock. Lost in Space season 3. I can't get into, and I love the first 2 seasons. Witcher season 2. I didn't think was as good as the first one.
Oh, I liked it.
I didn't. I said it's disappointing. I didn't hate it.
All right.
Wheel of Time. I was iffy on.
Yeah.
And Ghosts, the U.S. version, is disappointing.
Nice.
As far as movies, I'm going to go with my top movies are Nobody, which I just saw just before the end of the year.
Fun as hell.
Oh my God,
that's great.
I'm kicking my ass for. I have it. I had to buy
Whoever
it.
sees it, I don't want to give away the end, but I love the end so much.
Yeah,
and
me
who
too.
appears.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
just want people to see it.
Yeah,
It's
no,
fucking fun as hell.
absolutely. I'm championing this movie too.
That's the one, Bob Odenkirk. Right?
Odenkirk.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
have to check that out.
It's not even weird how good he is at kicking ass.
It really is.
It's not weird at all.
You think he's such a schlep
Not
and
weird at
so
all.
put upon and in such a rut at the beginning of the movie, and then it turns around on a dime.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I cannot sing this movie's
And it's
praises.
like an hour and 27 minutes. It's perfect. It's
and
like,
it
bang,
flies
it's done.
by.
You're like, wow,
There's
this
no
is
fat on this
great.
movie.
Yeah.
Spider-Man: No Way Home. And I think that's all I'm picking for movies right now because I didn't write any down.
Okay.
Most of my list was TV.
Cool. Derek?
All right, so for TV, same Squid Game, Only Murders, What We Do in the Shadows this year was great.
Yeah,
Wellington. So the 4 we talk about all the time. The 3 and then Squid Game, which I completely forgot when we were doing when they did this on Chicken Chat. I completely forgot about Squid Game, and I don't know how I forgot because it was awesome. Let It Be as well. I agree with that. Pretty much all the Marvel movie, the Marvel
TV
stuff
series.
I loved them all. I don't know what one is my absolute favorite, but I'm leaning towards Hawkeye only because I'm such a huge. Because I'm a huge fan of Kate Bishop and the fact that they did it right.
Yeah, and
So,
brought in the Kingpin and
exactly, Kingpin and
the D'Onofrio Kingpin at that.
That's right, and he was awesome. And for a stuff that's stuff that we always talk about, I have gone back and watched things that people were telling me about. So that Dead to Me,
Okay.
on Netflix, I loved that. There's a lot of you mentioned Ted Lasso. I had never seen Ted Lasso. I started watching that.
Yeah.
And watched those 2 seasons.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Same thing with Cobra Kai. Disappointments like you again. Lock and Key was I couldn't get through.
I couldn't.
I did like The Witcher. I think you're right. The first season probably was.
I think I like the first season better.
Yeah. I haven't really watched a lot of TV, and if
Yeah.
there's something that I don't like immediately fall for right away, I don't really keep watching. So I keep the disappointments low. For movies, Suicide Squad.
Totally.
Oh, I forgot about Suicide Squad.
Justice League.
That should be on my list.
The Snyder Cut. I mean, all the Marvel movies that came out this year were pretty strong. Even Black Widow.
You guys seen Eternals?
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, and I liked it. I mean,
I did too.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that weren't thrilled about it. But
Yeah.
I thought, especially going in knowing nothing about any of those characters, I enjoyed it.
Yeah. It's going to be released on Disney Plus in a week or
Yeah,
so.
Yeah.
I think it's January
15th,
15th or
15th or 16th.
Yeah.
Speaking of Disney, and Encanto, we talked about it a little bit. I loved that. There's a lot of movies that people have been talking about that I finally just went back and watched. I saw
Godfather 2.
No, but you know what I want to see?
Life is Beautiful.
I do want to check out. It's called Godfather, the Coda something.
Oh yeah, they show that on Showtime.
Yeah, it's the third. They redid something with the third movie.
Yep.
I don't know. It must be some type of different
Yeah.
cut. And the third movie is just so awful that I really want to check that out and see if it is in fact better.
Not really. I mean, that's just my opinion, but it doesn't really do a whole
But
lot for me.
Tick Tick Boom. I really liked Matrix Revolutions. I saw it recently, and I thought that it was really well done.
I did too.
The more I thought, it was one of those movies where not as into it as I was afterwards thinking about it. It was one of those movies that the more I thought about it, the more I kind of asked myself questions about the movie
I
itself.
think I felt the same way. When it was done, I was like, oh, okay. And then later I was like, whoa, that was so fucking meta. Jesus Christ, that was amazing. It's
genius.
I'm thinking about it. I'm like, oh man, it's a fucking thing in a thing. And
yeah.
A thing in the
inside of a thing.
I was disappointed by, let's see, a whole lot, actually. I liked Kong versus Godzilla, but yeah, it was definitely not as good as it could have been.
That was a 2021.
Yeah. I was disappointed by Black Widow. What else? Jeez, yeah, it's tough. I think it was a decent year for film and for TV. I mean, there was a lot of strong stuff out there.
Yeah.
Oh, I finally saw Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet.
It's good.
I
very,
still
very
have to
well
see
done.
it. My wife is killing me.
Yeah.
We haven't gone and seen that yet.
Very well done. I was really happy with it.
All right.
Yeah, that's I like everything.
Good. It's a good positive attitude.
Uh-huh.
I
Tito,
actually
how
think
about
I
you?
Keep
watched
that attitude
more, I
going
think I
into the
watched
new
more
year, my
things
friend.
in
Yeah.
2020. I think I watched more in 2020, so I'm thinking of like things I loved, and I was like, oh, I love this,
yeah.
this, and I'm looking, I was
'cause
like, that was 2 years ago.
I was thinking
that
like Guns Akimbo and Mayhem.
oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Guns
Two
Akimbo's
movies with
fucking awesome.
what's her face.
Samara Weaving.
Oh,
Samara
Samara
Weaving.
Weaving.
Oh, yeah.
But I have a feeling that was 2020.
Yeah,
I
I think
you're
you're
right.
right.
Well, we
It may have
cheat,
even
you
been
know.
like
And was the bait
2019.
It's close enough.
Was Babysitter 2?
Babysitter was 20.
Mm.
I think. Oh,
the
Babysitter
second
2.
one, Killer Queen?
I think Killer Queen
that
came out
was-
at the beginning of this year.
Okay.
Maybe.
Last year.
All right.
Fear Street.
Oh, the Fear Street.
Yeah,
That's
I
right.
forgot
The
about Fear
movies
Street.
were
Yeah,
good.
that was pretty
Yeah.
Those were good.
A lot of good horror movies.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of any.
Oh, Malignant was a
Believe it or
very
not.
disappointing
I didn't
Yeah.
2021 delivery.
think of fucking Malignant.
Well, tried to block it out of your mind.
I know.
Jesus, I hate that movie.
What about you?
He won't even go back
Well-
and listen to that episode.
No. I hate that movie so much. All right. Tito,
Yeah,
you?
I got some. I got a few worst movies only because I saw this movie because I was like, oh, that could be kind of cool. Jiu-Jitsu. Anybody see this?
No.
With
No.
Nicolas Cage,
Uh-uh.
Tony Jaa, Frank Grillo.
Oh, really?
It's the worst fucking movie I've ever seen in my life. I watched the whole thing. The CGI is terrible.
Wow.
Nicolas Cage is in like 2.5 minutes of the film.
Oh, really?
It's really. It's
there's
really-
a
That's the
problem.
reason. Yeah, you need more Nick Cage.
It's like Elaine
Yeah.
Mosi is it the guy's name? He's like he does a lot of straight to DVDs with like Van Damme now.
Okay.
He was like I think you know what he is? He's Van Damme's sidekick in Expendables 2.
Oh. All right.
Okay.
He's
All
the
right, yeah.
the henchman, the second in command. That popped straight into my head when I was looking at it. Space Jam Legacy.
Oh, God. That was
Christ
horrible.
Almighty!
it,
It's
thank
like
God.
6 hours too long.
Shit.
It's
I
one
gotta
long
add to
Warner
my-
Brothers commercial.
Yep.
It's fucking awful. And I watched this recently. Venom: Let There Be Carnage.
Yeah.
Can't do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
I have to watch it again because I watched it while I was working, so I wasn't 100% paying attention, and I was watching it on an iPad. So
I liked their banter.
yeah.
Yeah.
If it was like a sitcom, I would
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
See, I'm with you. I
If it was a
like
sitcom,
that.
I would love it.
Yeah.
If it was just like this is a sitcom, the Venom and fucking Eddie Brock show. There's like a breakup scene in the movie.
Yeah.
I don't know if you see
Yeah.
it. There's a
Yeah.
fucking breakup
I
scene.
don't wanna
It's
see
fucking
it.
hilarious.
I've heard it's
so funny.
Yeah. No.
Mark hates it. Mark hates the
Like,
funny
he destroys his motorcycle. It's so funny. I couldn't stop laughing.
I looked. I couldn't remember when Venom came out, and I looked
This
at
movie
the
doesn't
date.
know what it wants to be. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah.
Thank God for No Way Home. That's all I'm
So
saying.
Wrath of Man. I'm a huge Guy Ritchie fan. That came out this year with
Oh, that was him.
yeah, this Guy
I
Ritchie.
didn't know that was
yeah,
Guy Ritchie.
I thought that was
Oh.
really really
Never
good.
saw
It's
that
got
one.
Jason Statham in it. It's kind of like more in line with his gangster style of films, which I love.
I still have to see The Gentleman.
Oh, that movie is so fun.
I haven't seen
went
that
back,
yet
but it's
either.
from like 2019. It's very snatch.
That one came out
It's
in
nice.
2019?
Yeah,
The Gentleman?
yeah.
Wow.
That's the one with Hugh
funny as
Grant.
hell.
Right?
Yeah, I didn't think it was that long
and
ago.
I'm not a Hugh
McConaughey
Grant
and-
fan, but he.
But you want to know what's funny?
hilarious in this movie?
The other night, I went to go see The King's Man with my dad.
Oh, I heard that
Right.
was really good.
It was really
Oh,
good.
it came out.
It finally came out.
It's
It's in the movie theater.
I still have never
Voldemort,
seen
right?
any of these movies.
Yeah, yeah, Ray
Oh,
Fiennes.
yeah, Ray Fiennes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was a one that we originally saw the trailer for back in 2019.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, oh my God,
Oh,
this
yeah,
thing's
it was
been
one of
like
those ones that got
pushed back
pushed.
and pushed back and pushed back. But then I realized that they did the same thing with Morbius. I didn't realize that Morbius had been pushed back as long as it has.
When you posted today about how that, like, it was, we saw it before they had anything.
Yeah.
Done with Far From Home.
The Spider-Man, No Way Home. They put out a trailer for Morbius before anything was even filmed.
I think Dan's right. I think they're probably adding in some Spider-Man stuff.
Maybe.
Yeah, I saw that comment. I agree.
Yeah. Yep.
Because of the success and
Yep.
yeah,
Sure.
absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, I forgot about speaking of Ray Fiennes.
Yeah.
No Time to Die.
Oh yeah.
Did you see that, the Bond movie?
I haven't seen it.
Oh,
I saw it.
That was
It was good.
yeah.
It was good. Wasn't my favorite in the series, but it was good.
It's nice because it's like its own little universe.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah.
And from start to finish,
Yeah.
it is a good, solid story.
Yeah.
I got Spider-Man, fucking awesome. In the Heights, I like.
Me too. I liked it too.
Fucking thought it was awesome. Lin-Manuel Miranda, a lot of fun, right up my alley. I saw this other movie, Korean film, Space Sweepers, which is on Netflix.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
It's about a ragtag group of, they salvage for parts. They find a girl, and their first instinct is to like sell her or get rid of her. And
Yeah.
they fall in love with her and are trying to save her life. But they're pieces of shit. Like they are. They work together, but they're shitty. It's very Firefly.
Yeah, okay.
In that sense, some TV shows that disappointed me. I was a big fan of American Gods. I
Yeah,
really wanted
me
it to
too.
be
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I agree.
This last season, I
and
didn't love it.
then they canceled it.
And then they canceled it.
They ended up canceling it
And
after
everything
this
that
past
was good
season.
about the show, like they either got rid of or
Yeah.
left.
Yeah.
So it just got worse and worse.
Yeah, exactly.
That guy had that stupid fucking hair. Ugh.
Yeah.
Right? He had like that terrible hair. I don't know what's going on. This had a lot of potential too. Titan season 3, like there's so much potential with that
I
Red
still
Hood
haven't seen it.
character.
Yep.
And it just kind of fell flat for me.
Yeah. It was a little rush. I don't like him. I really don't.
What I like about him is that he's so unlikable. He's a great Jason Todd.
Yeah.
He's like, oh yeah, I want him dead. And then put a mask on him, he could be Red Hood. Man, just leave the fucking helmet on.
Yeah.
He
Again,
takes that helmet
same.
off constantly. He's like, I don't want to see your face. I want to forget that I hate you. Red Hood is supposed to be awesome. And he's not. He's just like a whiny bitch. So if that's
And I don't like what they did with Barbara Gordon either.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Not that, I mean, nothing against that actress, but it was just, she was bland.
She was. But and Jupiter's Legacy
Yeah.
was the biggest piece of shit I've ever like.
Yeah.
It's one of those things like I want to like Elektra because that's all there is. But then when there's so much good superhero shit,
Yeah.
and you're just like, that's what Josh Duhamel?
Yeah.
The fuck out of here.
Yeah. I know.
Is that Bibb? Like this
Is that
the-
any relation to Jupiter Ascending?
No, not at all.
All right.
I've
Not
never
at
seen-
all.
It's
Different
Oh,
thing.
so you didn't? It's
Why is Jupiter always the planet
it
they
got
use in
I
titles?
fucking. It's awful.
Jupiter.
It got canceled immediately. Never watch it.
Venus ain't getting
Yeah.
no love.
Never watch it.
Neptune.
Yeah. Invincible that came out this year was one that I should have put on my list.
That's
I forgot to
something I
put that
still
one on.
haven't
the
I
list.
seen.
almost, I
really
didn't want to
want
start
to.
a war because
Yeah.
I was going to say that was one of my disappointing ones.
Oh, really?
Oh,
I liked
yeah.
it.
Oh,
I liked it a
haven't seen
lot.
it.
Really?
Couldn't get into
I
it like
loved
everybody
it.
else.
Oh, wow.
I didn't
Everybody else,
think
I mean,
to-
everybody I know loves it, but
I didn't even think to include that one.
Then you'll probably love Jupiter's Legacy.
Bizarro.
Do you like shitty superheroes?
I have Marvel shows were my favorite show, like some of my favorite. What If I think is probably my favorite Marvel series.
What If is a good one.
Them I thought was a phenomenal show that came out in
Yes.
2021.
Yep.
Lovecraft Country.
Oh,
that's
yes.
2021. Great. I thought phenomenal
Yes.
show. Squid Game. How do you? That's the fucking king.
Yeah, I forgot
I
about
still have
Lovecraft
to
Country.
see that.
Squid Game owns
yeah, I
2021.
forgot that was 2021.
Yeah.
Like it's Squid Game and it's like Spider-Man at this point now. It's like that are owning fucking everything.
Yeah.
But those are disappointments, things that I loved.
It's Mark. What do you
Yeah,
got?
what about you,
I'm
Mark?
done. Go
All
for
right,
it.
so I
Bring
did
it
3,
home.
but everybody else is
We always
launching
save
off
the best
more.
for
I'm going to
last.
launch more. So for movies, Suicide Squad,
Yeah.
the Snyder Cut of Justice League, Spider-Man No Way Home, Willy's Wonderland.
Yeah, I forgot about Willy's Wonderland.
is fucking awesome. I don't care what anybody says, Freeman. That movie is.
Oh, he watched that. He's a good guy.
Did you see
man.
Pig?
He'll watch
I did see Pig.
Freeman won't watch it.
I almost put Pig on my list.
Mark,
He
did you
won't. He refuses to watch it just to piss me off.
Did you see Pig yet?
I have not not seen Pig. Friedman is the one who's recommending Pig to me, and
Yeah.
I said, "Well, you got to watch Willy's
Pig is a
Wonderland."
weird
He's like,
movie.
"I'm not
Yeah,
watching.
it's
that
good,
piece
but
of
it's
shit."
weird.
I heard it's good.
Yeah.
And he doesn't say much in it, right?
No, he does, but
No, he doesn't say anything in
Oh,
Willy's
Willy's.
Wonderland.
Okay.
Yeah.
He doesn't say. I'll say this: he doesn't say much in Pig, but he says more than he does in Willy's Wonderland.
Yeah, he says nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great movie.
Yeah.
Luca was really good. I liked that movie a lot.
Yep.
What the hell else?
was
I had some more on there.
I did.
You're prejudiced against
Fuck
Italians.
you.
That's why.
He hates Vespas.
Meanwhile,
He hates Vespas.
meanwhile,
Vespas.
I love the Colombians in Encanto. I love the Mexicans in Coco.
I have
love
nothing.
the-
I got nothing against the Colombians or whatever.
Or their
I just
drugs.
didn't like the music.
Or their coffee.
Or the coffee.
their coffee.
Their coffee is great. Their drugs are really good too. There was a series that came out. It was I don't think it went anywhere, but I watched. I don't know what happened to it. It was really good with Bryan Cranston. It was called Your Honor. I really liked that, which was the judge who had to.
You're in honor?
Your Honor,
Oh,
where
okay.
he's a judge that he's covering up an accident that his son gets into and involves killing.
Oh, I did hear about
son
that.
of the
Was that
mob
on
boss.
Yeah.
Was that on HBO?
Showtime.
Showtime.
Excellent.
Okay.
I don't know what happened to that. Lovecraft Country, 30 Coins, which Dean had brought up on Chicken Chat.
Yes.
That is,
Yeah.
and yes, there is an extremely hot girl in that, but there's more to that show. But you got to read subtitles.
That's the series that's all in Spanish, right?
Yeah,
I remember
but
you
it's-
talking about
Which
that.
I'll watch
fantastic.
it. I just can't watch it.
Oh,
while I'm
it's
at work.
such a good
like,
series, though.
to pay attention.
The Child's Play series is off to
Oh,
a good
Chucky.
start. Chucky is
Yes.
really good. A pleasant surprise.
Chucky
with
was
that.
awesome.
That's what I got off the top of my head. I'm sure this. The Marvel stuff. All the Marvel shows, really. The only one that I didn't really like was Loki.
Right.
But I wouldn't say that's a bad show. I think it's just personal. But I wouldn't say it's a piece of shit or anything like that. So I won't. At the top, I think, was Falcon and Winter Soldier. And the more I think about it, I think Hawkeye, too.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that the other day. I'm like, you know what? I actually really did like that one a lot more than WandaVision.
Good.
That was
I'm
kind
glad
of
you liked
tied
it.
for a while. The Long Halloween Part 1 and 2 for Batman. Probably the best animated adaptation of a Batman comic since Dark Knight or Year One. They really did a great job with that.
Yeah.
Disappointments. Oh my God. There's so
Derek.
Derek.
Wow.
I knew we brought him on for a reason.
No, sir. No, sir. Not at all.
Damn.
No.
Damn.
Just set the double cheeseburger.
I wish you could smell what I'm smelling. You got me started.
You bite the fry, the fry back, my man.
Oh, and what my wife and I are watching now on Discovery Plus, Alaskan Killer Bigfoot. Another one of these expedition series where a scouting team that's trying to see if a once habitable village that went uninhabitable because of a creature that killed everybody is habitable again, is going there to see if there is an Alaskan killer Bigfoot. And it's the most staged piece of shit, but it's so fucking entertaining. Check it out. It's just the best junk food. My wife and I
Damn.
can't stop watching it. It's garbage.
So that's like it's like walking the line between disappointment and like best.
No, it's great,
Okay.
but it's bad. Like it's not disappointing. If you know these kind of shows and you know what you're getting into, you're gonna be happy because it's more. You'll feel better about yourself because you're not these people. Oh man. All right. So things that I was disappointed with. Malignant.
Yeah.
Definitely. Halloween Kills. Yeah. Evil Dies Tonight. It's just uttered once too many times. It just.
It's been 30 years. It's only been 30
What was
years.
it? We misheard. Evil Dies Tonight. What was it?
Dies
Evil Dennis
Tonight.
the Menace. We went on
Evil Dennis
Dennis
the
the
Menace.
I think we spent 5 minutes on another podcast episode mishearing Evil Dies Tonight. Did he just say
Myers.
Evil Dennis the Menace?
You dickhead.
Get off your fucking bike.
Myers, you schmuck. Stop killing everybody in Haddonfield. God, there's so much more. Oh, did I
Mr. Loomis!
did I mention for best Lovecraft Country and Them because I should have?
You did.
I think you did.
Okay, so that was on
Definitely
there. I wanted to.
Short-term memories, no
I
good.
do. Mandalorian was really good. I liked that.
Did you ever check out Slasher?
Slasher? I have not.
No?
No. The new season of The Movies That Made Us was
Yeah.
fantastic as well, even though I had to suffer through James Cameron, but that's okay. It was still good. It's about aliens. James Cameron just sucks. Fuck you. No one's looking forward to Avatar 2. Not one person, James. Not one.
3, 4, 5.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh, there's going to be 10 of these movies.
They'll make the second one, and it won't make any money, and then they won't let him
He'll
make
blame
it.
somebody for it. He'll blame the superhero movies. Oh, big disappointment. Wonder Woman 84. Another big disappointment toward me. I was not a fan. I tried to be, but I couldn't.
Derek's the only one that liked it.
I thought it was great.
See, there you go.
Okay.
That's why. See, you got Tito in your corner.
Tito's always in my corner. Me and
I thought it
him
was
have the same taste.
I thought it was a great movie.
You know what? I thought of you when I was
You have
watching
the same
Encanto
taste as
because
Derek.
John, who's the uncle?
John Leguizamo was the crazy
John
uncle.
Leguizamo.
He's the crazy uncle.
Oh, he was the best part of that movie.
the crazy
You know
uncle.
you're in trouble when Johnny Legs is the best part of your movie. When I'm actually welcoming Johnny Legs, I know I'm watching a movie I don't like. I'm like, oh, thank God, John Leguizamo. Wait, when have I ever said that? Never.
We
No,
truly
he's a-
have entered the bizarro world.
I'm starting to like Johnny
Derek
Legs
hates
more.
Derek hates Kirsten Dunst. I like Boba Fett, and you like Johnny Legs.
Oh, here's one, though, Brian. Nobody mentioned this, and I'm surprised. I did not like Army of the Dead, Zack Snyder's.
Yeah,
was
I should
very
have picked that.
disappointed by that.
Yeah.
I didn't have a problem with that movie.
No.
I actually like that bank heist movie they just did.
Did you
too.
watch it?
The prequel.
Army of Thieves?
Yeah,
I haven't watched
I haven't
it.
watched
Fun
it
as
yet.
hell.
Yeah, I want to see it.
It's like Fast and the Furious, like and a half or something. It's very Fast and Furious.
You know, speaking of, I
Speaking
still
of Fast and
haven't
Furious.
seen F9.
Well, that's
I
your
haven't.
fault.
I
don't
just
understand.
haven't watched it.
Oh, Red Note was really good. Shit,
Red Note was
forgot about
good.
Red Note. That
Yeah.
was good. Sorry, Derek.
Oh, Red Note is the
Red
the Gal
Notice.
Gadot,
I still haven't seen
Yeah, Red
it.
Red Notice, not
Yeah.
Red Note.
Yeah.
Red Notice.
Yeah,
All right.
I haven't seen that yet.
I liked it. You didn't like it?
I know I did.
Yeah.
You don't like The Rock.
I don't. I think he's overrated.
I think you're an idiot. The Rock is
Listen,
wonderful.
go fuck yourself.
I will.
he's
I'll fuck The Rock.
he had
no,
a-
wait.
Yeah.
He's a national treasure.
He sure is.
He's just the same person every time.
Oh, sir, that's not true.
That's what's so awesome about him.
Fucking Jungle Cruise, he sucked.
well,
haven't seen
Jungle
that.
Cruise. Who could be
Yeah,
good in that?
Yeah, no.
He
The
just-
Rock could.
It was
Yeah,
just The
thank
Rock
you.
with a little tap. Like,
The Rock could be good at it.
That's true. All right. Well, there's probably more, but this has been a very long episode, so we
Yeah,
should probably wrap it up.
we should.
Guys, thank you very much if you're still listening.
sorry, we're gonna edit like a ton of shit in the beginning.
Thanks for sticking with us through this whole thing. Happy New Year to you. And if you want to hear more of our episodes that are probably a little shorter than this one, maybe not.
Not by much.
Obri one, excuse me, is going to teach you the ways of the Force.
Thanks for listening, everybody. We can be found at www.3gdpodcast.com. That's www.3 as in the number 3 gdpodcast.com. That's basically our hub for everything. All of our episodes can be found there. One click to subscribe to the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Google, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So please head on over to the website and subscribe so you never miss an upcoming episode.
All right. Sounds good. So again, thank you, Tito. Thank you and welcome.
Yes.
Your first
Thanks for having me.
Welcome aboard.
D'Artagnan moment. I don't know what the hell we're
I'm
going
gonna
to
be
call
better next time.
you. You better be better.
I'm gonna have all the answers.
This
It's
is
like
it.
bang, bang, bang,
This
bang,
is
bang.
it. We're Lord Vadering your
Yeah.
ass.
Bang, bang,
Yeah.
bang.
From right now, you're Admiral,
Awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That guy.
you know, choking your ass if you mess up. So until next time, good note, go out on that, threaten the new guy. This is Mark.
This is Derek.
I'm Brian.
And I'm Tito.
Good night.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
That's the character's name.
Oh,
Keep talking. Don't stare at me.
Yeah, we can't stare at him. This defeats the purpose of why we brought him on.
I'm staring at
why
my
I edit
fucking crotch while I search.
Just an excuse to bring you on, Tito. See? What do you call him? What do you call the guy? I called him an Imperial, but what is he?
He's the AT-AT commander.
AT-AT commander.
Yeah.
And it is
AT-AT.
AT-AT. It's
Oh.
not AT-AT.
You
It's
could
I
call
thought
it
it was an
AT-AT.
AT-AT, yeah.
Yeah, all-terrain
I thought-
armored transport. People call it AT-ATs.
I remember hearing
I've always
AT-AT.
called it an AT-AT.
When I was a
Normal
kid.
people call it an AT&T.
I called it AT-AT. What are you implying, Derek?
I'm just just kidding because he knows the names. It's crazy talk.
It's crazy.
No, because you know what cracks me up about
Those are made up words. All words are made up.
No, you know what's always cracked me up about Star Wars fans? Like you, I have a friend Tim. He's the same way.
Yeah.
Like, you guys know names of things that never even get mentioned on screen ever. They're from like books
or the
like
toys,
encyclopedias.
or, yeah, or I don't know. I just get it through osmosis. You know?
No, it's weird too because they're the most complex sounding.
Oh, absolutely.
Names.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I can never remember any. Like even the names that are mentioned, I never remember.
I always
what's Ming Na Wen's name?
Shenik Fan.
Shenik.
Shenik.
Yeah,
Shenik Fan.
SHANNICK Fan.
Fan or Fan?
I think it's Fan.
Okay.
See, I'm gonna forget right away.
Yeah.
I still have a hard time saying Dean's last name. I have to think about it before remembering.
Even before when you said the Mandalorian's name.
Yeah. Din Djarin.
Yeah, fucking I don't remember his name. He's the Mandalorian. It's fucking Baby Yoda. It's like
Grogu.
Oh, that yeah.
But that's easy because it sounded like Grover. That was easy
I was
for me to
thinking-
remember.
I was thinking Gogurt.
Because it was the simplistic sounding name.
right.
Grogu. Then kids can call you Hoju.
I want to confess something. I forgot what I was looking at.
Well, tune in next week when we go back to being.
When I re-listen to it, then I'll remember, and I'll show you guys a